Time's up, Admiral.
Here it comes.
There you go. What? What do you mean, there you go? What?
Oh, wait. My sound effects weren't on. God damn it.
No.
I
was introing and you just steamrolled right over me. Congratulations. Look, you know what? Here, I can do that too. I can do that too. It's built in now. Here it is. Look, I got one of those. Here we go.
Mine's better.
Yeah, but mine was clear. Yours was choppy. Anyway, let's try this again. Shut up. Howdy all. Welcome back to Anime Odyssey, where, as you can see, we do whatever we want around here. Anyway, we did take last month off, didn't we? We took a month off because of scheduling.
Yes, we did take a month off.
Scheduling issues.
It was scheduling issues. There was something. I don't think we had time to watch. We didn't even pick up what the anime was. Ballbusters was ending.
It was because I had the internet problem. You didn't choose, and then we had to wait like 2 weeks, a couple weeks before I could pose it to you, and then we played the game, and I set you up, and you chose Food Wars.
Yes.
Anyway, howdy y'all. Welcome to Anime Odyssey, where we sit back, relax, and we weeb out for a couple of hours. We talk anime and anime-related things because, well, we are that kind of nerd around here, and that's what it is. So, howdy to all across both channels. Dermy, how you doing?
I'm doing good. You know what? Instead of going to X, even though it would be a better idea to stream to X, I decided to stream on Kick as well tonight, just because I wanted to give my Kick audience some love. The kickers are improving. My biggest complaint about Kick is I didn't notice this until literally right when the stream was about to start. So I do owe somebody a shout out real quick.
Okay.
Lady Snowblood on Kick. Now this is from last night.
Okay.
Did gift 2 subs. So thank you so much, Lady Snowblood. If you watch this on the replay, she's a lovely lady. That's $10 right there. I could buy a cheeseburger.
Yeah.
And I'm more profitable than Jer. So
now I have a question for you.
Yes.
Because I last night, let me get this straight. Now, we are still about 3 to 5 weeks from the majority of this current season of anime ending. And because everything's like episode 9 or episode 8, so everything usually 12 to 13. So we're
my brain was expecting you to go into a completely different direction with this because of what I've been covering.
We're not dealing with that shit. We're in a happy place.
I know we're not.
Happy place. So
I mean, that is a happy place too.
It is a happy place, yeah. Well, different kind of happy. This is, pleasant happy. Anyway, so about a few weeks ago now, because I was out of town last week. I broke my cycle of digging around for anime because I have exhausted rewatching a lot of stuff as I wait for the next month to end. And it's a lot of good stuff. Although 2 of the shows, I can't watch them until next season because Slime Season 4, Slime Season 4, that's running over. And ReZero Season 4 running over. Not by much, though, only to episode 19. So I'll get sooner rather than later. But those 2, which are very, very excited for. I'm not getting, but a lot of other good stuff. All good. But either way, so last night, though, one of the things I do is I'm looking to see if anything's coming up, if I need to rewatch, catch up. And there are some things coming forward in the next couple of into fall and summer, fall, winter, stuff like that. And good stuff that I didn't expect, some I'm excited for. But then I got to the page on Anime Chart where I go, or Live Chart where I go to check out upcoming stuff. And I'm scrolling down all the way to the bottom. I have it in release order, and I'm seeing things coming around, cool stuff. And I got to the very bottom, which I rarely do, because apparently it was in alphabetical order. Now, let me ask you this, and I know I don't know the answer. I'm going to ask you because I'm going to give you a chance to make the statement. When you watch an anime and you realize it's run out, and you're likely not to get it, you go to the manga, right? You go to the manga?
Yeah.
You go to the manga.
That's usually what I try to do, yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes you're going to realize you don't have a choice. It's been so many years, so long. You don't have a choice. You do a little research. You see what Google tells you. It's like, no, this is not going to come back. or you get the disappointing news. As you and I were talking about the other day, I was rewatching Log Horizon for the umpteenth millionth time, and new source material still has not been written, which crushes my soul because I want a season 4. But just last night, I scrolled down to the bottom of my live chart of upcoming unscheduled anime. And there's an anime that's in our intro. You know, the one where the girl's pulling back the bow, shooting it? That's one. And
I feel like I know which one that is, but I don't know if I've ever
well,
watched
okay,
it.
well, you see it, but you've seen it in the intro. I'm just saying intro. Well, that is a show and a franchise, a manga, light novels called Yona of the Dawn. Had a
Yeah.
5-episode first season years ago. We're talking last decade. Good stuff. Good stuff. Ended. Manga was still going. Light novel still going. Could read it, but part of me said, I just don't want to do it. I want to give it a chance. And it's been so long. I was about to give up. And then last night, I scrolled down to the bottom of Live Chart and it said, Yona of the Dawn sequel on the way. Sometimes it pays to be patient and you get it the way.
Sometimes you're just like, can we hurry this shit up? I'm ready. I'm ready because we're about to start talking about it. I am hunting down the next 2 seasons of Food Wars as fast as humanly possible. I'm watching it on High Dive.
I can help you out.
I
can help you out. I've got all 5 seasons.
I am in season 3 right now.
You're in the good stuff. You're in the good stuff. Yes.
I just started season 3 last night. And here's the thing. Okay, we'll talk about it. I had already seen season 2 without knowing that was season 2 because that's what Netflix fucking
you saw the autumn selection into the stagiaire. Yeah.
Yes. And I think I finished just before the stagiaire because I didn't know what the fuck was going on at that point. It was like, I need to actually.
You're missing so much. There is so much you're missing. Yeah.
Yes, and we're rewatching all that.
I rewatch Food Wars 1 through 5 once a year.
Megami is best girl.
I was going to ask you. You know, all right. Can you guess who my best girl is? Can you guess?
Meet.
Oh, what's the matter? Take yourself a great big bite of meat. Taste the pleasure of the highest quality pork around.
Yes, Meat is she is best girl. She is best girl.
She is good girl, but I like my.
You like the sweet girls.
I like the sweet girls. By the way, we do see you all chat. This is one of those streams where it's not like tryhards or my usual chatter days. I see you all. I see War Wizard. I see Wayfarer. I see Lobatus. I see you all. Don't you worry.
Yeah, this is one of the shows earlier. This is one of the shows where we talk a lot, and you guys have to fight your way to interact with us. But I will react to what Alpha Omega said here. No, sir, you are wrong. Bento is a nice little 12 episodes. It's nice, but it ain't better than Food Wars.
I don't think it ain't been Bento.
I saw that at random. Well, not at random. It was when I was laid up in 2017. I was watching anything I can get my hands on, and I blew through Bento in a night. Just 12 episodes. Nice little show.
I'm just looking at the pictures here. You know what? It probably is a nice little show. It probably has some fun. Food Wars is superior for other characters like Meat.
Yeah. Listen. Let's get into here.
It ain't just Meat that is very voluptuous.
Let's make this clear now. Before we get any further, let's run the show. Now we're going to talk about Food Wars season 1 because if we don't talk about our chosen show, we get lost in the weeds on everything else.
We get lost in the weeds talking about anything else, and we'll end up talking about One Piece for the whole show.
Yeah, so we have to leave that for after the chosen season or series of the show. So we're going to do Food Wars season 1. Then we're going to talk a couple articles that Dermy wanted to get to on Friday, but we didn't. And it's better for this anime because Jed could give a shit about Kadokawa and Isekai. He could give a shit about that. So we got a little thing where Kadokawa is shitting on Isekai, and the creator of Mushoku Tensei, a.k.a. Jobless Reincarnation.
Oh, great anime. Great, fucking great.
Season 3, almost here. So excited.
I think it's a two-parter, though, so...
Eris returns, and the harem will be complete. Anyway, That's another discussion. We still haven't even done season 2 for Jobless Run. We should. We have to. There's so many things. See, that's the thing, guys. Unless it's something where we can maybe really talk about the whole thing, we have to break them up by seasons. We can't just do a whole entire series in one go because we'll miss stuff. But we'll talk about that. And then, of course, we've got One Piece Roundup because we didn't do it last time because there had only been 3 chapters. Now we've got a good chunk, and there's some serious stuff in there. Well, I'll just say it right now. Emu has PTSD. Emu has serious PTSD.
Oh, by the way, I will say this. When it comes to the One Piece section, guys, if you're just watching the anime, you're probably going to want to.
Yeah, we're talking manga. And
we're
you're almost
deep in it.
I mean, you're almost there since Elbaf is running right now. Well, Elbaf is running right now in the anime, so I mean, they're there.
It took us a year to get through God Valley.
I know they haven't started God Valley. They just got to Elbaf. They just got to Loki on the ground there, so they're not even close. God Valley is going to take an entire season for them to get through with everything that went on in that one. But there's some really fascinating Emu stuff because we did get the Emu face reveal a few weeks ago. And we also, Emu, as I just said, Emu's got some serious PTSD and a strange obsession that I didn't realize was there. So we'll get to that, though. We'll get to that. Anyway, so let's talk some Food Wars. And as Dermy said, one of the things about Food Wars one must understand is not only is this it really is about food. It is about food. But it's also
they have a lot of big words that I can't pronounce.
It's also about sex.
Food's so good it makes
foodgasm. Food's so good it blows your clothes off, and you clutch your privates, and things explode. I mean, and also listen, everybody who worked on this, they knew the assignment. Fan service.
It is now your fan service anime, and
it's
what?
It's A- because you almost get there all the way, but you don't quite. But plenty of ass shots though, and both beefcake and cheesecake. The men are beefy and masculine, and the women are curvy and luscious. It's all over the place, and it starts from episode 1 when Soma deals with the chick who wants to buy out Yukihira Diner for the land. And
it starts prior to that with the girl that he forces to eat the fucking peanut butter dried squid.
Yeah. You'll get an answer to where that weirdness comes from, the whole horrible tasting thing. You'll get answers to that, where that comes from. It happens. Anyway, so Dermy, I can clearly see you're enjoying yourself. As you said, you've already powered through to season 3, and you're starting that. And
Adam,
yeah,
I started watching this. I started watching season 1 on Sunday. No, Monday. But weeks all screwed up right now. My weeks are going to be screwed up for a little while because I'm taking Mondays off now. So I started on Monday.
Yeah.
I finished it on Monday.
Yeah. It just kind of rolls. It goes. And
my biggest complaint with season 1 and season 2 is they could have just been one big season.
That would have been about 35 episodes then if they'd done that. It would have been 35.
Yeah, but it
well, that's the thing. Well, that's the thing because, and once again, we are going to be talking probably out of order here, which is what we do. Thing is, the arc of season 1 is essentially introduction to the school, interesting characters. Then you've got essentially the camp, the camp from hell, and then you go right into the fall selection, the autumn tournament, where you're now choosing who's going to be the best first year and stuff like that. Problem is, it cuts off right as they get to the finals of the autumn selection, the fall selection.
Right when they get into all that stuff, and I know we're only talking season 1, but I have complaints for the autumn selection with one particular character just appearing. And now that I've seen everything from season 1 and 2, it's like I don't really like you guys sneaking that. It's the best you could have done, but I don't like how.
I know you're talking about. Yeah, Mr. Copycat.
Yeah.
It's just
great story, but
listen, and here's the thing. His story is fascinating, and every character doesn't go away. I mean, if you're in season 3, you know characters come back. And one of the fascinating things about Food Wars is that by the time you'll get to the end of it, there are no real villains in this. You'll understand when you get to the very end. You're going to hate people along the way. You're like, oh, you motherfucker. Oh, you asshole. Oh, you son of a bitch. But everybody has their reasons for what they're doing. And there's redemption all around in this show.
I don't think I've met a character that I dislike. Like, I think there's characters that are unlikable, but for the most part, they're all like decent individuals. They're all like fun characters and stuff. And I see you, Ryan Shadow. Don't you worry. Again, it's a weirder show here. It's a show where it feels like there's more rivalries than actual like competition.
Well, the thing is, you're in season 3. Just for reference, you're at the festival in season 3? You started the festival?
Yes, I am at, I think, either episode 1 or 2.
Okay,
so just I ended with him picking where he's going to be.
He's challenged Cuba. He's challenged Cuba. Yeah. So, but here's the thing: you haven't really hit enemies yet. Shit's about to hit the fan as you go into season 3, because in season 3 you're heading towards the Elite 10 arc, and then the finals arc, which go through season 3 and season 4. And you're going to hate some people. You're going to be frustrated. It's like, oh, you son of a bitch. How dare you? Oh, you assholes. I want you to fail. You're getting in the way of my heroes and heroines. How dare you? And of course, in season 1, you don't really realize, and now listen, our best girls. You like Megami. I'm a meat guy, not only because she's just, but because
if it wasn't Megami, the other girl I would have ended up picking is the girl that's good at like the aging processes with all that like rice. Oh,
Ryoko.
Stuff.
Ryoko. Yeah.
And the reason why the reason why she'd be number 2 is because when she was like giving her name, you had that whole like bouncing of everything. It was like, I want more.
All the girls in this show are beautiful. They're all beautiful. Even the weirdo girl who likes the stinky food. They're all beautiful. And it makes it tough to pick a favorite. That's why you have to get into their stories. And the reason I like Meat is because after she gets her lesson taught to, after Soma knocks sense into her by winning the food war with the Bowl Club stuff, she becomes normal. And also she's one of the only few who genuinely is in love with him because of what he represents and what he taught her. And she has her feelings for him. Thing is, Megami doesn't really love him. That's a friend thing. There's no romance there. There isn't with Megami. And Erina is going to fight that for 5 seasons. She's going to fight that hard for 5 seasons. Now, problem is, Erina's the go-to girl in this. She's your chosen female protagonist in this.
He's the chosen. This is the one he's going to end
also
up with, even though
story.
It's like Megami is the better one, Megami.
Here's the thing. Erina smoking hot. But the problem with Erina is also that you have to understand this as you're getting into season 3 now. This is also Erina's story as much as Soma's story. That's the thing. And the series will do a great job of interweaving it all, as you'll come to understand. But the thing is this now. Season 1 makes you annoyed with Erina because she's so hoity-toity and she's so snobbish because she's the god tongue. And Soma is just Mr. I'm going to do whatever I feel like. But Soma gradually wins her over. And that's why I go back to my original part of this. I like Meat because he wins her over. And I need you to help me with something. Okay. No questions asked. I'm there. And also, I really like it when the characters just embrace their sexuality. She wears that bikini everywhere. I mean, should not wear.
She argues about what bikini top she's going to wear.
Yes. What am I going to wear? Which one's going to be hotter? Which one's? And I forget. Is it season 1 where he goes back home for the chicken wings?
Yes.
Or is that? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So
because that ends up introducing you to one of the members of the 10. Yeah.
Aizen. Yeah. So when she is so obsessed with looking good to go see him that she finds plain Jane girl from middle school, and she's like, "Who is that?" And plain Jane girl's like, "She's so beautiful. How can I compete?" And I'm thinking, honey, you can't compete with that. You cannot. Problem is, Soma is your standard male protagonist in certain kind of anime where he's oblivious to the fact that half the female cast is drooling over him.
Yes. He's your standard Luffy, essentially, where there's no
Yeah.
real there's no real there.
And the thing is, it's not like this show avoids sex and sexuality. We've got families, we've got people who are devoted to each other all over the place. But Soma is your standard Luffy of, yep, I don't see that these super hot chicks are all orbiting me because they want some of that. They want my meat. They want my meat. But let's get into it then. I really do like the first season's progression because anime, in my opinion, is always great about getting you hooked on characters right away, and you're on Soma's team right away. Also, remember Soma voiced by the ever talented Johnny Young Bosch, one of the goats in voice acting. So Johnny Young Bosch, fantastic voice actor. So you're feeling Soma right away if you're watching the dub, and at the same time, Dermy, you're rooting for Soma right away because devil may care attitude.
He's your everyday devil may care kind of guy that he is. I've been trying to find a way to properly like put words into him, and it makes more sense as the series goes on. Is he's your everyman. He is the guy who likes the diner lifestyle. He likes being there with the everyday people, the standard stuff, not the hoity-toity, uppity, high-class individuals. He really hates that stuff. He actually is just a standard dude, which really is it's relatable. He's the most relatable character I feel like we've had, even though he says words and cooks things I'll never be able to do.
But the great thing also about Soma is that and you're going to see you've already seen some geniuses in this series, people who are true geniuses. Soma's your classic hard work guy. And you'll get some more backstory later on with his dad, and he'll tell stories. Soma was not good at this. He had to work at it. What Soma's trick is that he learns from his failures, and he creates victory from his defeats. And that's the thing that when you get to the camp from hell, Erina doesn't understand that because this is Erina Nakari. She's the god tongue, the heir to the Nakari family. She's never lost in her life. Up until this point, you feel like at this point, you understand, you're shown she doesn't lose. She's the best. She understands the world of fine cuisine. She understands the rules of the school because she grew up at Totsuki, this kind of stuff. She gets it. And Soma doesn't get it because it's the perfect thing.
She was so picky that she got tired of her own mother's milk.
Yeah. Listen, you're going to learn about her mom eventually. Season 5, you'll learn about her mom. Anyway, so thing about Soma though, let's talk about the climactic moment in the camp from hell where Erina is so surprised. We're already past the oh god, what was the chef's name from the
French dude, Shion. Shion is
French,
the name.
Chef Shion.
Chef Shion, because he names his.
Shion.
Again, I'm in season 3 right now. Season 2,
dude,
with all that. He's the end of that. That's a great story.
I've watched Food Wars all the way through at least 5 times now. I watch it once a year all the way through. And I've already done my rewatch of the year, which is why I very easily said, let's watch this, because I just watched it about 2 months ago. And it was something I could afford to just say, let's do this, despite the fact that I was out of town last week. But I can't always remember everybody's names. And I forgot I had to look up his name, Chef Shion, and I just couldn't do it. But anyway, so we can talk about that after. But the real test is Soma goes to the final leg where it's the sell 300 plates. 200. Sell 200 plates of your food. And now Soma, he's been watching stuff. He's starting to learn because we're at this point now where Soma, because remember, Soma arrives at Totsuki and he's like, what can all these people teach me? I don't need to be taught anything. I work on the front lines. I work in the real world. No, he's learning techniques. He's learning new ideas. And by clashing with his fellow Totsuki first years and second years, he's learning stuff. And now he's starting to apply it. And he has a really good idea. I'm going to make this souffle omelet. It's going to be great. Got the sauce, going to be fantastic. Problem is, as it points out, he works in a diner where food or order up, get it out, hot and fresh to your customer. But the final test is a buffet, essentially. And you have the customers to choose you. And he's right next to Erina, who puts out her masterful Eggs Benedict sandwich. And she is drawing all the crowd. And he's sitting there, and you suddenly, at the end of that first episode, right before you get to the next one, you look, Soma's plates, all his omelets, they deflated. And you think right there, what is he going to do? And he's only got 30 minutes. 30 minutes. He's only sold about 20 odd plates. And Dermy, this is the hero moment.
Mm-hmm. And this is also when his skills start to really shine, which they're not great skills. I like they're great skills, but it's not the skills you are wanting to always be relying on. Something
it's not
like
haute
like
cuisine. It's showmanship, diner cuisine, and what it is it's the line. You're working the line, and you have to hurry up and get stuff out. As somebody who was a chef, I'm talking from experience. You have to hurry up and get this stuff done. And what right there, though, it's the hero moment, the hero's dilemma. What do I do? I am faced with a soup. This is going to defeat me if I let this happen. What do I do? I don't believe in the no-win scenario, essentially. And he calculates how many eggs do it, and he decides to do performance food. And Chef Dojima says, when he's watching over the camera, he says, this is it. He understands. He needs to attract attention, so he's going to put on the show. Now, mind you, a lot of the shit they do in this show, you cannot do in real life. It's very anime, very manga. You cannot be flipping giant
What do you
things.
mean?
You can't be chopping like a madman.
I can't feed food to a woman and get her clothes to blow off.
In certain situations, yes. But you're the only two people around, maybe, when that happens. It's not going to happen in the middle of a giant dining hall. But he puts on the show. And that, I even though we've gone through several things where Soma's coming on top, with the exception of the Chef Shion competition there, where he loses that, it wasn't really him. It was Megami's fight, but he still took it personally, and he lost but didn't lose. It's a strange thing we talk about later, but this is the thing where Soma is now tested for the first time, and he has to find a way out. And it's such an engaging thing, and this is the first moment, despite the fact when Erina first tested him with the egg bowl in the reception, and the little chibi Somas were chewing on her titties in that, because they were nibbling on her boobs during that. It's a very sexual show.
Yes, it is.
She in that moment is impressed, because there comes to this line. Back to where I started this. Erica doesn't know the understanding of. She doesn't understand loss or failure and learning from failure, but Soma does. And Dermy, that's the hero moment. That's what's here, and that's where she starts to crack a little bit. Yeah, because right after that, they're forced to take that little ride back together. And
they're forced to take that ride back together. They're forced to actually interact, and she's forced to actually try to, at least see a little bit into him, and he's just oblivious to the womanly charms. But also, you do get the reveal that she has connections to his father that we don't know fully yet.
Chef Saiba, his dad, and at this point now, you're starting to get the idea that his dad was somebody much bigger than what he appears to be, because you get glimpses he's in New York at the highest of high restaurants.
Well, you also had the guy that was actually in charge of Toski's.
Dojima. Yeah, Chef Dojima.
Dojima recognizes his dad.
He sees the image. It's like, wait a minute.
Yes.
Why is this profile very familiar to me? Of course, you're not going to get that full reveal yet, but then you get to learn that she has a past connection to Chef Saiba, which of course gets revealed a little bit later. Not in this.
You do get the reveal that they went to school together on the.
No, I mean Erina. I mean Erina.
With Erina, yeah.
Erina,
you don't get that until later in that episode when they're driving back, because she pulls out the book and you end up seeing
picture.
Yeah.
And you don't get that flashback. You get that actual flashback. I think it's season 3. all kind of muddles together sometimes with me. But this is the point where now this is the halfway mark of the season. This is around episode 12, episode 13, and we've gotten the great introduction. It goes back to what I said at the start of this conversation. This show, like many other great anime, it gets you totally invested in all these characters. You're invested in Soma. You're invested in Erina already, even though she's being a bitch on wheels. And you're invested in the other members of the Polar Star dormitory. Now, I call it the Polar Star because I can't remember the Japanese phrase for it, but it translates as Polar Star. You're invested in all those characters, and you realize you got this crew. And of course, now we'll go to this. You have got, after the whole camp thing, man, how can you not love Megami, though? How can you not?
It's physically impossible not to love Megami because season 1 is I say season 1 is just as much as Megami's story as it is Soma's story. I guess that's what you're trying to hint at with like season 3 with Erina and all that. Like the stories start kind of becoming like intertwined, but Megami's stories playing out all at the same time. You're seeing her do the stuff, and then you get to the fall selection, the preliminaries, and you see her just you have the cheer squad,
the monkfish. Listen, I'm going to say this. Somebody might say, "Hand me your man card." I'm going to deduct points, but I don't care. This show gets the feels. You see that the backstory images, watching Megami find herself in all of this, because up through the fall selection, it's basically she says, no one's going to help me anymore. Soma's not here. Nobody else is here. I'm going to do this. And you get the backstory of the monkfish, the cutting, the learning, and you realize, wow, she's learning to stand on her own, and feels so good. And you're going,
so yes! Good, and then you see the fisherman there as well.
Yeah,
and like she's this quiet, sweet little girl over in the corner, and
who has
everybody forgot about her.
Eat the word habit to calm herself. She has all these little weird quirks, but you can't help but root for Megami. And I got to tell you, you haven't even seen the best of her stuff yet. You haven't seen it. Season 4, great stuff. Season 5. Great stuff. Although I do have my criticisms of season 5, but that's another discussion for another time. Point is, Megami shines in that moment in the fall selection where it's like you don't expect her to because she's freaking out, but it's so nice and you care for her. You give a damn. And you give a damn about the Aldini brothers too. All these characters, because they're fun. Dermy, you said it before earlier, all these characters are fun. They're all enjoyable.
Each character is enjoyable, down to like some of the even side characters that you don't really expect to be some of the main characters, but then they just come out and it's like, no, they actually have something, they can pack a punch themselves. They're actually skilled. Yeah. They actually have, stories that you want to know more about. A good example I would actually say is the kid with glasses. I can't remember his name, but again, the fall selection is there that whole time. And throughout the entire show, you think he's just a side character. You think he's just this little dude. Nobody really, people kind of bully him in the house more or less. But
we have parties in your room.
Yeah, we have parties in your room. It's a chaos, whatever. And then you go to the fall selection. It's like, oh, dude, he actually has his own fan club.
Everybody in Kyokusei, and that's the Japanese phrase for Polar Star, Kyokusei, the Kyokusei dorm, they are actually elite if you get in there. Because there's more to that story. Again, that's a season 3 into season 4 storyline. But they are good at what they do, and they all have their specialties, and it's fascinating. And what they do is they're constantly refining each other in the dorm. They're always cooking with each other, this and that. And they are real characters because they persist the entire series. They don't get left behind. They're all there, whether they're cheering squad or participating. They all are part of it. And then you even get, out of nowhere, you get Alice Knackery, Erina's cousin, and her bodyguard, Ryu, Ryu. You've seen him when he goes to cook. Yeah. The bandana goes on.
There's more to Ryu's story that I'm wanting to know because he comes off very similar to Soma, but a more aggressive version.
He is actually the same as Soma. Well, actually, he is a genius because of his ability. Well, I can't. Well, you've already watched it. It's not spoilers. His ability to his power with seafood, because you've
Yes.
seen the finals. You've seen the finals.
Yeah.
And,
His
yeah,
specialty is seafood.
yeah.
What's his name? The Indian dude's specialty is
Akira.
spices.
Akira.
Akira's
And Akira
specialty is all
knows.
spices.
Not
and
just
that
specialty.
knows.
Akira's nose. He can sense
Yes.
doneness. He can sense everything with his nose.
And then I would say that Soma's specialty has to be the fact that he's
What?
hard work.
Well, that's the thing. Shoma doesn't have a specialty yet. That's the thing. You're gonna learn. You're gonna start to learn that. So after the stagiaire, which now you'll understand. So as after the stagiaire in season 2, where Soma starts to understand the reason he spoilers for season 2.
Season 2 is practically still season 1. I'll allow it.
Okay,
I'll allow it.
He's told to him by Erina's grandfather. He says the reason you lost is because you don't have a specialty, and you are competing with 2 guys who are completely immersed in their specialty. Ryu, seafood specialty. Akira, spice specialty. And also Akira has a special ability, his nose, his real, like something built into him.
It's like a god nose.
It's a god nose, essentially. Very, very good. An apt term. And the thing is, Soma, you're right. Soma's special ability when it comes to, when we say special ability, we mean specialty. When I say special ability, it is that he loses. When he loses, he learns from it and he adapts. Soma's special ability is adaptation. He adapts to the environment he's in and he comes up with something insane. It's outside the box thinking. And it only can get him so far. I mean, his trick to brine and pickle the fish to try and compete with the other 2, brilliant. Brilliant. But just not enough, because he's essentially still wading into something that he's not good at. But it's brilliant. And that's why, if we're going to leak into season 2 a little bit, that's why Akira winning is such a good thing. Because at this point, Soma needed to be defeated, I think, at that point. He needed to lose. And then it builds friendships, though. Because then they're all hanging out to each other. I love that.
You are correct that he needed to lose, but because of, like, for example, his dad said, don't go losing to anybody until you lose to me again. But after his dad heard that you lost, he actually started smiling because he started seeing that Soma's starting to pick up on stuff that he can't teach him. You need to find other things to make you. Yeah, you need to compete. You need to find the people that will make you who you are. And I think the way I'm viewing it, I'm probably going to be wrong. He's going to have a similar story as his father. Because I'm willing to bet that his father had, like, hey, he thought he was all that. Ended up going out there. Yeah, you'll spoil it, so you can't confirm. Ended up going out there, finding out that he didn't know enough. Leaves the academy to travel the world to keep learning. To find what makes
You're half right. Half of what you said is correct. Half of what you said is brutally wrong. So
it's also because he fucked a woman and got her pregnant.
No.
Okay, well, that's wrong.
No. You're gonna get all of Chef Saiba's backstory on what made him him and everything and what happened with him. You're gonna get all that. That's the beauty of this show. You get all the answers to everything. Nothing is left unspoken of or incomplete. You get it all. You'll get all your answers. But including an answer you didn't realize was a question. There's gonna be a moment in season 5 and you realize, holy shit, it goes all the way back to season 1 what this whole thing is, and it's going to blow your mind a little bit. You're going to love it. Anyway, but yeah, Soma losing, I guess we're leaking into season 2 a little bit here, and we're going to have to, because you're right, or at least up to the fall selection. Yeah,
we can do through the fall selection, because
there's
an argument for the stagiaire, but the fall selection, it starts in season 1 and ends in season 2. It's not fun to have to deal with something like that.
Yeah. Now, fortunately for me, when I started watching this a bunch of years ago, season 2 had already aired, so I rolled right into it. I had to start waiting when season 4 was rolling out and season 5 was rolling out, so that's when I had to pause and wait a little bit. But the fall selection is that it's so good because, one, you get the Mikasa fight where Soma has to win everybody's knives back, and what I love though is that What's the Aldini brother, the blonde one's name? I just forgot his name suddenly.
You have did.
I
Fuck me.
just forgot it. I know I should know this. I didn't review all the names beforehand because
I'm the last.
you know,
I remember
I know.
blonde one and the brunette
Was
one
his
that becomes
brother.
fat and thin.
It's skinny. Yeah, he puts on his winter fat and he sheds it over the summer. They're all the Aldini brothers. I just suddenly forgot. Itsuki, we're talking Food Wars season 1 into a little bit of season 2 because of the fall selection leaking over into both of them.
Yeah.
I got to look it up real quick. But they're the when he loses the Luna Metza and Soma wins it back. And he says, "No, I'm not taking this from you until I beat you for it." That's so good.
Yes.
Because it's the respect of bros right there.
You also don't realize how much that Luna Metza again, how I watched the first time, it was season 2 was all I could watch. So it is what it is.
Yeah. Takumi.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't realize how much that Luna Metza truly means to them. Like they show you a little bit in season 2, but when you see it in work in season 1, the way they utilize that tool.
Yeah, you'd kill people using it like that.
Yes.
It's gonna kill people.
But it also shows like that whole tool is designed for both brothers. They use it.
Well, it's the moon because they are each a twin, but they're each the crescent. They're each the half of the moon. So together they're one. It's great. I love the storytelling of the character work in this show. Because they're all brought to life. They have meaning. And Takumi is just like Soma, working for a living, working there, and wanting to be the best and realizing that Soma is the man he has to beat. But it's friendly rivalry. It's not heated hate. It's friendly. I want to be better than you. And of course, they become bros. They're bros like that after that before. But I love that moment here. Take it back. No, I'm only going to get it back when I beat you for it. And there's a great stuff of that later. You'll learn more about it's not going to be until season 5 when you get the backstory on the Mezzaluna and what happened with the Mezzaluna in a flashback. It's great though, because then it completes that little side story. What happened with the Mezzaluna after Mikasa? Well, after Mikasa, you have to beat Mikasa to get it back. Then of course, then the Mikasa stuff. That dude is a slime ball, or at least you think he's slime, because you got his backstory during that, right?
Yeah, you get his backstory during season 2.
Yeah. He just wanted acceptance from his dad, but his dad was an asshole.
Yeah.
So he felt the only way he could get ahead is just by making it slightly better and not the original. And he didn't learn that you have to be original. You can find success being original.
His dad was trying to tell him you need to be original, but he was a jackass about it. And then when all he wanted was that, acknowledgement from his father, and you tweaked it a little, you pissed your father off more. He has an awful dad. That's what it boils down to.
Yeah, totally. And I think I said it. No, I think it's not Miyakasa. It's Mia something or other. I never pronounce his name right. I never remember till I hear it.
I call him Copycat. He's a weird dude.
Yeah, but then he comes through later. He's going to come through later on. You think he's a villain, but he's not. He comes back and he's a part of the team.
His 3 episodes that they show him, you dislike him that entire time, but then they already set him up on his redemption arc at the very end.
Literally everybody in this series will get a redemption arc. Normally I'm not okay with that, but the fact is nobody's really a villain. They're just they've either just been pushed in a direction that skewed their perception on the world, or they're so committed to their course to do what they think is right for somebody else. That's the thing. Well, a lot of people, what they're doing is for somebody else, not just them. And
you also have to sit down and think about it. How could you do a villain within a show like this? Like an actual bad guy. Like, how would you play this out? Like somebody, the closest I think you could do is the dude that was trying to help out the Fright. He's part of the 10. Can't think of his name. He was the one kind of manipulating some people in season 1 and 2. He was helping
Aizen.
For Aizen. Yeah, Aizen.
He's
like the closest thing.
He's a putz. Definitely putz. But that's because he's just a slime ball. He's not.
Yeah,
evil.
He's like the closest you could possibly get to a villain, a guy that just wants to win constantly and will do some underhand tactics to win.
Mhm. Yeah.
You know, that's kind of what I
Yeah.
would say is the closest you could get without like it being actual food wars, like people are actually doing combat, like real
Yeah.
fisticuffs, shit like that.
Yeah.
Can't really get like a villain in something.
Well,
like
you're gonna get close because you're gonna. I won't spoil, but in season 3, you're gonna get a villain for a while. There's gonna be a villain, but even he has his reasons for what he's doing. That'll get revealed eventually. But it's good stuff. But you see, it's not so much villain, an antagonist. I think is a better phrase. This show specializes in its antagonists, and even people who you don't expect to be antagonists become
I think
antagonists.
that's a fair one.
Yeah, they're not. We're not. It's not a show of villains. It's a show of antagonists and the relationships. And the relationships matter. I can't say more because that's a
There's no Griffith in this show, but there is
no
100%
no
Bondrudes.
no. There's no Griffith.
And if you know what a Bondrude is, you're awesome.
Yeah, and when you say Griffith, I know exactly who you're talking about. There's no completely evil son of a bitch who does the worst of the worst in a situation like that. Yes, but season 1 is such a great. It really is a great setup for what's coming.
It is a great story that gets you wrapped up. You want to know how they're going to win, how they're going to succeed, how they're going to move forward, what everybody's specialty are. You kind of want to know who's cooking what. You want to go see them do the processes, and you'll want to see. You kind of want to see everybody win. It's one of those weird moments where it's like I want to know how you're going to win. I want to know how you're going to pull this off. I want to know what you're going to do.
And that's the thing. Yeah. No, go finish.
And that continues into the full selection where you're sitting there like, these are like top tier fighters going at it. And you're like, I want to know what you're going to do here. I want to know how you're going to pull this one off. I want to know what your plan is for this. And the only thing I'm ever upset about with the fall selection is that whole burger moment. Those weren't.
Okay. When Hisako kills the turtle to make the burger.
Neither one of those were burgers. One's a fucking gyro, whatever.
Gyro.
Yeah, one's a gyro, and the other one's a turtle. Those aren't burgers.
He made a turtle burger. Listen, when Hisako kills that turtle, so basically, whoa, okay.
There's something oddly attractive about it. I will
listen. They're all attractive. Like I said, all the girls are attractive.
And also, the same voice actress does the slime from Reincarnated.
Oh yeah. Listen, this is an era where everybody was constantly working. You recognize voice all over the place, but it's always fun. Here's the trick of it. The fan service aside, which again, this is A- fan service. It gets to A if you see all the goods, but it's A fan service because everything jiggles. It leaves almost nothing to the imagination in this show. But that aside, we take the fan service out because the fan service is part of the fun. I enjoy it every time. But watching the food is so enjoyable. When I was first told to watch this in 2017 by a buddy of mine when I was laid up and watching stuff just to get by and keep myself busy, he said, "Dude, you're gonna like the show." And I said, "What? I'm like because I'm a chef?" No, you're just gonna like the show. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm thinking, fine, okay, I'll watch it. And I watched it, and watching the food. And I know this is the reason you didn't want to watch it for a while because the food looked too good. The food looks too good. And there's a lot of food in there that I wouldn't eat in real life, but I would eat it if it came out of the show.
Oh, I'm an actual picky eater. Like I'm a weird picky eater.
I was for years. Yeah. So was I.
There's a lot of things. I don't like beef stew is a good example. I don't like stew and cooked vegetables that much. There's a lot of things in here that have cooked vegetables in it that's like I kind of want to eat that. That looks tasty.
Yeah. Well, if you have people who know what they're doing, it will taste good. Yeah, we don't talk about the disgusting stuff that Soma makes.
Although I am curious about the peanut butter squid. I do want to know how bad could that actually be.
I'm not. So what we have here then is
can I do one? IPOM. What we know the oranges are for is for a good garnish and to help zest everything and increase the umami.
Mm-hmm.
I just said a bunch of words that I don't even know if I used it correctly.
Umami is essentially flavoring power. It's what it boils down to.
Okay.
Listen, when I first watched this, I didn't know what the fuck umami was either, so don't worry about it. It's just the umami. The umami's flavoring ever. The umami is bursting. It's like, what? It's essentially the general flavor juices of something. The built-in.
They have a way of trying to explain everything at even a scientific level. I'm just like, what do you mean?
Well, it's funny when Alice is introduced. She's the scientific chef because she uses gadgets and spinning and special freezing and stuff to do it, and it's fascinating. And that is what a fascinating point is. It's fascinating to watch all the cooks. Like, listen, I would be lying if I said I haven't pulled ideas from this show and implemented them in my own recipes. I've done it. It was because of this show that I started playing around with honey in different recipes, and it works. Honey. Listen, when I make my special meat calzone, I mix honey in with the ground beef. Oh, it's so good.
Well, what I was told when this was when I first heard about Food Wars is almost all their cooking stuff actually works, like in real life.
There's an actual cookbook based on the show. There's a cookbook that they made from the show, and a lot of they're using true cooking techniques. That's the thing. When you're listening to the stagiaire and all that stuff, these are actual cooking techniques. The show, the funny thing is, during the food war, they will stop and they'll give you a lesson about the techniques they're doing. It's actually teaching you about it a little bit. Not actual all the way, but it's informing you how this works, where it came from. They teach you about the brigade system and stuff.
I just figured it out. One of the reasons Food Wars is so good. It's the same reason Dr. Stone is so good. They try to explain stuff to you in fun ways. It's literally Food Network, but anime.
But fun. And the food looks glorious. And boobs and ass. Jiggles. Gonna play it. You know what? Listen, I want to eat meat.
What's the matter? Take yourself a great big bite of meat. Taste the pleasure of the highest quality pork around.
Gravity doesn't work like that, but I wish it did.
Her things were jiggling a whole lot during that scene. A whole lot more than in that clip.
They just, well, yes, that's the 10-second clip, and I also created that to pair with something else, but gravity doesn't work like that. It works like that, but it just doesn't keep going. But she's meat. She defies gravity, and I love her for it.
Yes.
And she wants to feed me delicious meat. Listen, she's the girl. That's why meat is also my favorite. That's a woman who wants to feed you beef. You find a girl like that.
Quality.
You bring her home to mom.
She was about to give out A5 grade beef and meat to fucking Soma at cost. She was going to do everything to give you the best of it. She wants to give it to you. She wants it to be in your hands.
I want it in my hands. Both my hands. That's why she's my favorite. Not just that, because also you meet a girl who loves beef that much, man, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. And she's fit too. She eats all that beef and she remains fit. It's great.
You're not wrong, but again, Megami, there's something about the sweet down home neighbor girl that just always gets at my heartstrings.
I know. That's because you're a good old boy. That's why. You're a good old boy. And I just lust after giant titties.
I mean, I do too, but I mean the sweet girl is always.
Yeah, but BC, I like meat because she also has that fiery personality, and I like the fiery personality. That's what really is part of the attraction. Also, I like that fiery personality for that. But back to where you brought this stuff up, the watching the food being made, the technically she's not a gal, War Wizard. She's not a gal. Because you go back her flashback, her hair and her skin are that color when she's a little girl. So that is meat from top to bottom. She's pure. She just looks like that. She just looks like that, man. She just looks like that.
She's
an acceptable side piece. Oh, no. If you're going to commit to Megami, you commit to Megami.
Yeah, Megami is main dish.
Yeah, she'll take care of you the rest of your life. But also meat. That's the thing. Meat will also take care of you.
Meat will take care of you, but you'll probably be exhausted from it. Megami, you're gonna have a nice, sweet country
Well,
life.
all right. Here's the thing. If going by lore you're gonna get to later in, Megami is gonna be nice to you, and she'll give you food that's gonna refresh you. But Meat's gonna give you meat and beef to give you the energy you need to not get exhausted with her.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Those are both fair.
Yeah.
And then you have Aaron as little not Aaron. Aaron as little aide.
secretary.
Like she
Hisako.
can give you medicinal goods to make sure that you're never tired.
Yeah. And Ryoko can get you drunk on rice wine.
Yeah.
It's not alcohol, it's just juice.
The thing about Megami is Megami looks at you and goes like, you know what? I'm concerned about you. I added a little something to your food.
She does. She literally does.
Hurt.
She literally does.
It will help you digest your food. It will make your life better.
You're not wrong. She literally puts that in her dishes. I thought you might want this because it would help you feel better. Because I watched Hisako do this, and I thought, hey, I'll include this extra medicinal stuff in the soup, and you'll feel better and refreshed. Or I thought you might be tired from tasting all these things, so I made this for you so you'll digest easier. She's sweet and she's lovely.
That's why she's main dish. She is best girl. Those little
She's
things,
your best girl.
This is best girl. Objectively.
No.
She will take one look at me and go like, you know what? You're fat. I'm going to help you thin up by feeding you good foods.
And Meat's going to take one look at me and she's going to say, here, have a steak. here, have a steak. And then let's go have fun because she's horny. Because let's go, Meat's horny. She's horny for Soma. So she's going to feed you meat and say, I'm horny. And she's rich.
Yeah, Megami's not rich, but I still love her.
Yeah. Oh, listen, I love Megami. I love Megami as a friend. Megami is a friend. But it's great. Oh, don't worry. Megami's self-esteem, Megami goes through an entire 5-season arc. Don't you worry. That's the thing. The characters do not get left by the wayside. Everybody gets their due in terms of their growth and this and that. They even backslide a little bit at times.
When I first saw season 2 and Megami lost, I was like, well, obviously she's going to lose. Then when I saw season 1 into season 2, I actually cried when Megami lost. It's like, no!
Because she tried so hard. She was right there.
Something that nobody noticed until towards the end. It's like, oh, she actually has something.
Dermy, you're going to get your Megami cheer moments. Just you wait. You're going to be going, yes, that's my girl. Yeah. Yeah. So, but all this is the thing, watching the food, everybody preparing it, people's attitudes toward the food. What I love about this too, from a professional chef's perspective and a personal chef's perspective, stuff like that. I love the fact that everybody cares about the ingredients. And that is a true thing. An excellent chef gives a damn about their ingredients. And one of the things the show gets across to you is care about the ingredients you're giving these people. Care about what you're feeding them. And it makes it better. You need
the best quality ingredients, which is why towards the end of towards the end of the fall selection, you have that whole discussion about you're going to need the best fish. Yeah. You need the best one. You need to figure this out.
Yeah.
Because the ingredients matter.
Yeah, ingredients matter. This is particular competition with the finals of the fall selection, the 3-way dance between Akira, Ryu, and Soma. The quality of the fish will matter because it has to taste a certain way. And you will, even though it will still taste good to the normie, these are the best of the best tasting your food and judging you. And you cannot compete if you can do something subpar. That's why Soma's brining trick was brilliant. Because he couldn't choose the best fish, but he chose it a way that would age it properly so that it could still get that umami and blow people's shirts off and make them squirm. And
but it did take him also adding a little bit of white, soup, white sticky soup. Yeah. White
I mean, one of my favorite ones. Honestly. While the finals is great in the fall selection, my favorite fall selection fight is Soma versus Alice with the bento box. That's my favorite one. That's my favorite one right there. Because that's where Soma's experience working with real people, real customers, beats Alice's facts and figures and science. And I love that. Because that lens, like, I hope you left some of that rice over because now I want you to open up at the bottom there and add the soup.
Well, it's also like it wasn't just his experience. It was the fact
Yeah.
that he's also an everyman, and it's like,
Mhm.
yeah, bento boxes look like this. Your thing isn't technically a bento
Which is what her
box. Like,
grandfather tells her.
yeah,
She says, Your while your meal is top notch and it had its proper order for that, it's not the bento box." Which is and someone tells a story of the bento box he brought to the old lady who used to come to the diner but couldn't make it because her back gave out. The bento box has a big cultural meaning in Japan. It also means it's a little taste of home. It's a
Mhm.
little taste of I care about you. And Alice's, while delicious, was cold and I want to say sterile in terms of like it's hospital. Like you just got served this in a hospital. I'm gonna say it's hospital food, but it's just calculated. It's not there to give you
It's
that
super
taste of home.
calculated. It's super. You need to eat it like this. It is scientific. It is designed to do this, and it will taste good.
Mm-hmm.
That's not. That's not fun.
It's
It's
not a
cool, but it's not. It's
and
not real.
and it's always fun to watch the judges always have their little imaginary worlds where they go
Mhm.
to and they remember, oh, we're dancing together. It's fun. We're kids again with the bento box. Although the weirdest one is Chef Dojima whenever he with the girls, he's
Whenever he's there with the girls and he
wearing
does his
drag. He's in a magical girl outfit and it's weird. Yet he is the
when he's eating
yeah,
whose food was it? He was eating it was during the copycat fight
yeah.
when he's there with the girls and it's like, well, we're
He's
all, they're at
he's
Somaland.
he's
He's dressed up
in
as a little schoolgirl.
he's wearing magical girl outfit too, and yet he is the masculine of manliest men in this show. When you
Yes.
walk into the bath, ooh, ooh, I mean that dude is the buffest dude in the show next to Grandpa.
Yes. It's
So
I think they do it for comedy. Like this
yeah,
is the show I should probably not enjoy because the comedy aspects, but it's just so
it
fun.
works. There's
Yes.
just fun. It's fun. That is the bottom line about Food Wars. It's fun, and you want to keep going and enjoy it. And even though one day we'll talk season 5, I have my only criticisms really are in season 5. I have my only criticisms come to season 5, and I think you'll understand it when we get there at some point, and we'll talk about it. Why I have my criticisms, but one of them is a nitpick. The other one is one is a nitpick. The other ones are essentially do this instead, but neither here nor there at this moment. But it is fun. The season 1 through 4 ride, everything building up season 1 through 4, it's great. And you're now where you are in season 3, you're about to hit the hardcore stuff where it really gets crazy. And because you're hitting the Elite 10 arc, which is so good.
Listen, all I know for sure is I love Chinese food, and they're about to start doing some more Chinese food, so I kind of want some Chinese food.
Mapo tofu.
I don't even like
Mapo
tofu, but I
tofu.
want to try that.
I see it's too high. That will be too hot for me. I couldn't take that. What I want to eat is the dish that Soma comes up with. His buns, the buns and the noodles. His stuff looks good
I
during the
don't even know
festival.
what that is gonna be.
You're gonna see
So
it.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
it's
I'm gonna be
delicious.
have fun with.
Oh, it
Listen,
looks so
I know
good.
I've had tofu before.
So
I've
have
had it a
I.
couple times.
Yeah.
It's so meh.
Meh.
So if
That's all
you
right.
can find a way to make it, if you can find a way to make tofu tasty the way
Yeah.
that they were reacting, it's like I kind of want to try that.
And Chef Koga, he makes it look good. He makes it look good. I'm still not eating too hot. But anyway, there we go. I think we have anything else you want to throw in there? Because we jumped around a little bit.
I would
Anything
say
else?
this goes a little bit further. This is into the stagiaire.
Mhm.
A good representation of like Soma's strengths is during like the first part of the stagiaire
Mm.
when they go to that
When him and
restaurant.
his Sako are at the family
Mhm.
restaurant, yeah.
And they're getting hit so hard that he just steps up and goes straight into there and just he can
Because
bounce
that's his
everywhere.
zone. That's his
Mhm,
area. He knows what to do. And Asako only knows things from paper. She's never done
mhm.
it before. And that's the respect. She starts to learn, okay, this guy ain't so bad. He may be a bit too carefree for my taste, and I don't like it when he gets around Erina too much, but he's a good guy and he knows what he's
And
doing.
I have to say it. I like when he was training under Shion. I thought
Oh,
that
well, see,
was
that's Soma starting to
perfect.
well, that's right there. That's Soma realizing I am now I'm at that's Soma at his crossroad of I either level up now or I'm going to get left behind. I need to learn this stuff and he's going to teach me.
It's in an
Exactly
area
what I
where
mean.
he should be in his element, but it's still so alien to him
It's not the
that he's
environment
like,
his dad raised him in. It's a different
yes.
environment.
It's not the environment he just came from. It's a completely different beast, and he's like, "Oh, shit. Oh, wait, I have to actually be quiet. I have to know what I'm doing. I have to be faster, faster, faster." And it's
Yeah.
just so brilliant to see the contrast to where he was great. Then you put in a similar situation. It's like, no, you're fucking up a bit.
Yeah, and that's a specific type of little kitchen right there where you've only
Mhm.
got 5 people working it. They're each working their station and they have to know what they're doing. That's a super intense situation of high quality cuisine. Now, of course, personally, you shouldn't work in silence in a kitchen. You should be communicating. That's done for the aspect of that particular scenario, but there needs to be open communication in the kitchen. Give me 5 minutes on this, putting this going up hot. This is dropping this now. Give me 5 minutes on that. There needs to be more communication. I don't agree with that, but it is the lesson someone needed to learn about thinking ahead and planning and learning to work as a
I
team.
think it also it might not to not to dwindle what it is that you're saying, because I don't disagree with what you're saying, but it also might end up being higher in restaurants or like that, where you have to have that, like, the little
No,
here
trust
and
me,
like
there's
knowing
always
that
yelling
shit.
and communication. No, people always communicate. Working in silence is not what goes on in the kitchen. People are always talking in the kitchen. We're at any level. There has to be communication because you need to. And that one, in that particular situation, for the for his kitchen there in Shion's Japan, it was trained to be knowing where everybody is, timing it in your head. But in reality, in the real world, having been there, you need to hear somebody say, dropping this, because that's when you know I have to do this now. You have to shift to this, do that. Or it's for the purpose of the story to help Soma learn to level up his material or learn that he has to take it more seriously and that not everything in the real world is like the Yukihira diner. There is when you get to the actual regimental cuisine, the brigade system where everybody has a system, has a station you got to work at. Because in the past, as Soma talks about, it was just him and his dad. No, in that kind of situation there, you've got the sous chef, you've got the meat, you've got the salad, you've got the appetizers, you've got all these things going on. And you have to, everybody does in one their place. And if anybody ever has to step up to carry somebody else's slack, you will lose time. And
Mhm.
you do not want the customer to be kept waiting. Because we're talking about a type of cooking and a level of cooking where everything is done to a perfect dozen. Because when you're cooking meat, I'm sure you know this.
No, yeah.
If you're cooking meat for somebody, they're going to ask for a certain level of doneness. If they're asking it to be medium, if you let it sit too long, the carryover cook will happen and it might roll into medium well, which they didn't want. So if somebody asks for medium, you got to get that thing right out there on time, which means the salad comes back, the appetizers come back. You got to push that stuff immediately. So that's what Soma learns in that situation. I disagree with the whole silence part, but anyway. Either way, so
Can
this. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I do agree with what you're saying. I
Want to
just
talk
want
to
to
Toronto
address.
there?
Yeah, I want to talk to Toronto right there, because he bros up this discussion is lacking Brie Larson talk. Just joking. You guys know your stuff, and I'm happy to listen, even if I'm ignorant of the current topic. This is what defines people that actually know what it is that they're talking about, and not some dude that's running around out there just yelling woke, 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 or what the hell matters, or even getting fucking movie numbers wrong to the point that you're actually thinking that a movie's going to be successful because of fucking merchandising.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things wrong with that dumbass, but we're not here to talk about that dumbass. We're here to show off that if you
Yeah.
actually care about what it is that you talk about, you can still put on a good show.
Yeah. And Toronto and I had a discussion during Daily Dive today about
Mhm.
we're here to teach you guys these things. If you're coming into stuff not really knowing about anime or these shows, these are shows like this that we do to get you guys interested in this stuff, to get to maybe
Mhm.
open the door and welcome you in to the hobby. Because
Anime Odyssey is a once a month show, but it is a
yeah,
show that I like talking my drama. I like doing all that. I love laughing at the
it's where
low
we take a
counts, but
break. We
this is
take a
where we
break.
take our break. It's
Yeah.
why I still do tryhards. I know tryhards started at a weird time, but it's also why tryhards is important to me, because that is where I get to geek out and have some really good fun. Even if you guys don't watch it that much, it's the show that makes it all so like, hey, I'm not just over here yelling and ringing a fucking bell the whole time. I can actually have the conversations.
Yeah, we're actually nerding out here, and this
Yes.
specifically weeb nerding out, where we go into
Yes.
stuff and we try to take our time with each thing. That's why we try to only cover mostly one season at a time, but sometimes we do leak into the next season. And as Jeremy pointed out, Food Wars is one where each season really does bleed into the next one, so it's very
I'd say,
hard
like,
to pull it up
1 and
short.
2 is like just a
3 and 4
like,
really bleed into each other. They
Okay.
match bleed into each other too. And it's so good. But anyway, so we're gonna pull it up short here because
Yeah.
we talked about. I might have to change it season 1 and 2 because we talked a little bit about season 2 here as well.
we practically talked about season 2.
I-
Quite literally, guys, season 2 is
Let me
the
get it.
semifinals of the fall selection, and then the stagiaire, which the stagiaire is like 3
Stagiaire,
episodes.
yeah. It
Yeah,
kind
it's
of
like
that's
3
where it all
episodes.
comes to an end. So yeah,
It's
so
a 13 episode
I've
season. First
I've
10
been-
are one thing, and
I've adjusted the title of tonight's show.
I'm gonna have to adjust it on my end after the fact. So
yeah, I've adjusted it. But yeah, I'm sure. So next time when we do this, if we do Food Wars, we'll do seasons 3 and 4. So because it's the Elite 10 arc plus the finals arc, or the Hokkaido arc. It's the Hokkaido arc. The Hokkaido arc, which is just glorious. It's glorious. It's fun. It's fun. All right. Moving on. Let's shift gears here. First of all, thank you everybody for being here tonight with us. Please hit those like buttons. Show YouTube you care if you're having a good time. And subscribe. All right. Right now, let's talk this here too. So, Jeremy, you brought this up a little bit on Friday. You wanted to, but we ran out of time.
I wanted to, but it was a weird day, and you know what? We still pulled together a good show.
Hey, I showed up. That was
you
the
showed
weird
up.
part. I actually showed up. I wasn't supposed to, but I showed up because my laptop actually worked on the trip, so it was great. But last week, Katakawa, who Jeremy, by the way, apparently Katakawa has survived being owned by Sony, huh?
Yeah.
Apparently,
odd how that works.
Just like we said, Sony was probably going to be very hands off, and there's been no censorship. There's been no dictate. Katakawa is
there's been some dickery going on that I've seen. I haven't looked too deep into it. They've
crazy.
Kind of it's not crazy dickery, but it's kind of like you guys are kind of acting a little bit dickish and kind of
this is an example. This is dickish, but when I say Sony is not interfering, Sony did not interfere like a lot of people said. Oh my God, Sony's going to take over Katakawa, and we're going to lose our manga and anime and our light novels. It's going to.
No, they were only wanting the video games.
They only wanted the video games, and they only did it to keep Tencent's dirty fucking fingers out of their business,
out of their sphere. Probably the smarter idea.
Yeah. So I was fine with it. But Katakawa did say something.
It was the lesser of two evils.
Yeah, exactly. Perfectly said. But Katakawa did do something dickish. Now, all thoughts. That's not what I said. Full disclosure. That's the word I want. Full disclosure. We've talked isekai plenty of times as a topic.
And real quick, for those of you who don't know what isekai is a version of anime where it is you get transported to a different world, and they've kind of changed it up nowadays
via several ways.
Yeah, but the best example is always going to be Sword Art Online,
which is just a mental thing. It's mostly mental. It's not physical. Reincarnation is usually a way to get there. Transported from a summoning spell. It also counts as isekai. Stuff like that. Those are
Inuyasha is another good example.
Yeah, Inuyasha. That's the granddad of isekai. That's the foundational, because that's true. That's teleportation.
And I mainly brought that up because, again, like Toronto says, he doesn't know the source material. So I thought, you know what? It might be a smart idea just to lay that out real quick.
So, but isekai really in the past 15 years kind of took over a lot in anime. It kind of if it was a fantasy anime, it was likely going to be isekai.
And it became just like an easy cop out to do a story, more or less. It's like, how do I start off the story? I don't know. Truck-kun. That's how you do it. Truck-kun. Just your argument to starting it. It does get boring. It was fun for a while. You have to be new and original with it now.
Like jobless reincarnation.
Yes. Oh,
you have to really go into it. Now, isekai has been overdone. I agree to that. And frankly, I'm hoping it kind of goes by not the wayside, but they lessen it, and authors, mangaka and authors, that they go back to more traditional fantasy settings. Not everything has to be isekai. Not everything has to be. But it's here, and looking through the upcoming seasons, there's still plenty of isekai coming out. So it's here to stay. But when it's done well, it's still enjoyable. But Karakawa came out last week and said this. Karakawa says, over-reliance on isekai genre has led to decline in profitability.
Yeah.
In a new midterm management plan for 2031, Karakawa has openly acknowledged that its very success has become its downfall. The Tokyo-based conglomerate is now blaming an over-reliance on the isekai and naroke formulas. I don't know what naroke is. What is that?
I don't know either. Don't even ask me.
Okay, I'll look it up.
Chat, even though we know some of this stuff, every so often there's something comes up.
I will look that up next time you're sharing your thoughts on something, unless chat throws it out there. As one of the major factors contributing to a 51.3% contraction in operating profit for the fiscal year ended March 2026. After years of riding the wave of formulaic fantasy, Karakawa found itself trapped by the very patterns that once made its stock price gleam. Well, you know what the problem with that is, I think, Durry, is that you have the GOATs, the ones who did it super well. They're either the ones who did it first, like Inuyasha, or the ones that followed up, like Sword Art Online and a few others who just knew how to nail it. The pale imitations, the slop.
Yeah.
The slop didn't do it well, and it drags it down as a whole. Would you agree on that?
Oh, 100%. For every Sword Art Online you get I can't think of, I had one in mind of like a really not that great isekai, but I can't remember what it was named, and I can't remember some of the aspects, and it was just on the tip of my tongue. But every so often you get one that it's like, this is real. Oh, Magic and Robots.
Okay.
A concept I think I should be really loving. It's isekai, it's magic, and there's mechs, like really cool mechs. It's a dude that loves to build Gunpla going into a world where his abilities.
Oh, are you saying Knights and Magic? Is that what we're talking about?
Knights and Magic. Yeah.
I liked that one.
It's just too formulaic to me. It became just too.
But his mech was so good.
It's cool. It is a cool one, but at the same time, it's like,
well, it only got the one
season. We need to come up with
so.
new stuff. We need to come up with new creative ideas here. And that's why I like season 2 is running right now. Beginning After the End. I really like that one.
That's a new take on it. See, that's a new take on it, because the beginning starts at the end is interesting because it's isekai, but it's not isekai from Earth. The dude comes from a different science fantasy world and is then transferred to another world. So that's a different thing. And that's what made it interesting. It wasn't just some teenager who got hit by truck-kun and then ends up doing. Now, there are other ones. Like, there's a lot of them which I think are very basic, like Black Summoner. I really enjoy Black Summoner. That's basic as fuck, but I still like it. There's a really good one that is getting a season 2, or I think it, or is it? No, it isn't. What was it called? I think it's Poison Worst Class, something. I forget what it's called. It's one of those weird name ones. Go ahead.
Here's an example of like content that gets played out for a good period of time. There, we were getting, like the death games. Like again, Sword Art kind of plays into this, but I would say things like Darwin's Game. I'm trying to think.
I saw a terrible one this last season.
The Future Diaries, things like that.
Yeah.
Those like games where, hey, you're gonna end up dying in this game. There's no way that you're not gonna die in this game. People will die and lose their lives, and it's gonna be cold, miserable, and brutal. And I find those so fun and interesting because they're always like mysterious, dark, and kind of scary because you don't know how you get wrapped up in this stuff. But I was told to go watch King's Game because it's like, hey, you would like this. So I started watching it. It felt like this is just too forced. It's I see what you're trying to do, and you're doing the whole like manipulation really well, but it's too forced, and it feels like you're just going through the motions instead of laying out like this terrifying game.
I recently, last season, there was a death game anime, basically playing death games to put food on the table. And I watched 2 episodes of that, and I was disgusted by it. I hated every second of it. because I realized why I don't like this character. I don't like the people she keeps interacting with. And then I skipped to the final episode and I thought, wow, okay, I could not have gotten through this.
Small correction, War Wizard, Alice in Borderlands started off as a manga, did become an anime, and then went live action.
Okay.
And you just stop with season 2. Season 3 was not needed. I don't think it's that bad, but it was not needed.
Yeah. But isekai works as long as it gets an interesting twist.
Mhm.
I like Overlord as a good isekai one because
Good one.
it just works. Now, it's been a couple years now since we got any addition to it because they did the movie which covered a particular arc, but now there's been no news, so I'm waiting for that to come around. But then there's a slop there. So I don't think they're wrong to blame it to in a sense that they're having trouble because they invested too much in mangaka authors that were just putting out slop.
Mhm.
And that would explain it because we can only take so much slop in between the good stuff. According to Katakawa's own analysis, the formulaic approach, and that's what Naruke means, formulaic approach in science.
Okay, that's kind of what I started figuring out.
According to Katakawa's own analysis, the formulaic approach led to market saturation. There it is. And a worsening of profitability across its core IP creation business, which itself saw a 51.6% year-on-year decline. The editor-in-chief has been candid. The publication business was too comfortable in its success, unable to take on innovative projects without bearing the load.
Well, I don't fully disagree with what they're saying here.
Me neither.
Like they are saying relatively accurate stuff, but they're blaming it on a genre when it's
One
like, no,
genre.
it's
everywhere.
It's a thing that you guys you got comfortable. You got stagnant. There was a time when Katakawa put out Future Diaries. Like they did that. They put out some really good anime throughout the years. They've there was another one that I saw recently. I think are they the ones that are putting out not undead, but fuck, I just had it. Made in Abyss. Are they the ones putting out Made in Abyss? Or
I don't know.
Think of another one. I don't remember off the top of my head. But like Katakawa is like
everywhere.
It used to be your Vizes that you would see everywhere. You would see Funimation everywhere.
So Viz and Funny, they faded. They faded
out there. But Katakawa, you'll turn on an anime, and the next thing you know, you'll still see the Katakawa.
You see in the credits, you'll see it right there, Katakawa.
Well, Katakawa still does the beginning. It still does that.
Usually for a movie, though. It's usually on a movie. Older stuff now.
Even in their anime, they'll still do it.
Most of the time, I see it in the credits of the opening sequences. Okay. That's when I see the Katakawa in the credits because I'm looking for it. I'm just seeing who's involved in making this. But now they're going to talk about here their layoff plans, which I don't really care about that part. But we agree that they have a point, but don't just blame isekai. There is slop in every single genre. I watched some slop this past season. I watched a lot of good stuff, but I watched some slop that I thought to myself, wow, how did I sit through this? This was dumb. I'm never going to rewatch it again. But as we mentioned earlier, there is a very, very popular isekai currently out there. Mushoku Tensei.
Jobless Reincarnation.
Season 3 about to start. The Return of Eris. Yes.
And I quickly just looked it up. ReZero is actually Katakawa, and Delicious in Dungeon is also Katakawa.
Yep. So those are successful. So, Delicious Dungeon Season 2 does not have a premiere date yet, though. I'm sorry to tell you.
It does not yet.
It's still sitting out there. It's on there. It's on the table.
Hero is also Katakawa? Yeah.
Which one?
Rising of the Shield Hero is also Katakawa?
I wouldn't be surprised. Another good isekai that took it on. Now, Rising of Shield Hero is isekai, and it took an edgy direction, which nobody had dared to take with the whole accusation of assault and stuff like that, which makes season 1 always very hard to rewatch because you're just thinking, man, how can they do that to this guy? It's terrible. Anyway, but the Mushoku Tensei creator responds to Katakawa blaming isekai for declining profits. Creator of Mushoku Tensei has responded, where the publisher blamed the isekai genre on reduced profitability. Known by his pen name, Refugin Na Magonote, the popular isekai creator responded to Katakawa saying over-reliance on the genre and Naru-style writing on reduced profitability for the publishing giant. Here's what he says. As for the talk about Naru-style works in Katakawa's financial results, even if this suggests that such works will decline in the future, the approach that authors currently labeled as Naru Excel et al. and excel at, namely analyzing the market, identifying key points, and quickly churning out works that are likely to sell, remains a powerful strategy, Lodge said. So this pattern will probably continue. Yes.
Which he's not wrong. And it's a sad reality where it's like, hey, if this works, you're going to keep doing this. If this thing makes money, you're going to keep just churning out the same stuff.
Yeah.
The issue that they're just not dealing with is like some of the stories you guys are putting out there just aren't that good.
Mm-hmm.
They're just kind of falling out there, and it does stagnate. It does oversaturate.
Everything stagnates.
Not wrong, but that's why Jobless Reincarnation is so good and kind of a breath of fresh air because it plays more into the reincarnation aspects instead of an isekai aspect.
Yeah, I prefer a reincarnation version of isekai, unless it's a guy turning into a girl, because then that gets weird. There was one I watched a couple years ago where a king, a successful king, a uniter of his land, agreed to a reincarnation cycle, but didn't want to be king next time, but got reincarnated as a woman, was perfectly happy with it. Of course, he's surrounded by beautiful, busty chicks and this and that. I'm thinking to myself, yeah, just don't go gay. Didn't go gay on me, but it was just, I can't take a dude reincarnating as a woman. I can't lean into that. It wasn't very good. Also overpowered. If you're gonna, I mean, here's the thing. We know that Rudy here.
Mm-hmm.
Rudy is powerful as a reincarnated. We don't know what exactly he got in his reincarnation deal from the man god. The man god reincarnated him. Somebody else reincarnated him. No,
somebody else reincarnated him.
Yeah.
Man god is just the one that's
man god just
there with him,
helping him out. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Point is, though, we don't know, but we do know that he could do silent casting. He's stronger than he should be at his age and stuff like that.
He comes off as being overpowered, but it quickly becomes that he's not that overpowered.
He is, I think he is overpowered, but he trained himself. It's earned.
Mm-hmm.
He worked on it hard and early like in season 1, where he worked on increasing his mana pool constantly by training this and that, and by learning to silent cast and explode that much power at the beginning. Yeah, I think he is a little OP, but there's still stronger beings out there because he's still growing into it. And what happens with Rudy, though, is it's also reincarnating and keeping your memories. I'm always kind of 50-50 on keeping your memories, because if you're going to do reincarnation and keep your memories, remember that you are maybe a 30-year-old man inside a 10-year-old boy's mind. Act like it. Don't act like a kid. Now, Rudy's case, at times, it's fine because he was a socially retarded person due to his backstory. He didn't socially grow enough. So even though he is in his 40s technically and mentally, he never did this stuff as a kid, so he doesn't know what he's doing. So he's a little juvenile in it. But there's a couple other shows. Go ahead.
And I agree with War Wizard when he goes, I think by the end of season 2, it displays that he's not overpowered. He is super strong, yes, but he's not overpowered.
I would still argue there's some overpoweredness to him with his ability to do stuff and his ability to learn and learn complicated magics. I would argue against that, but we haven't talked season 2 yet, so we'll get to that eventually, that discussion. But
this is another one of those animes that I was told to watch for Anime Odyssey, and the next thing I know, I watched it all.
Yep. Now, unfortunately, I don't get to watch it until probably the fall because I gotta wait for it.
It might be winter because I think they're putting out in 2 parts.
I didn't see it listed in 2 parts. I'll go look at it in a minute here.
I think we saw it in 2 parts.
All right. I'm gonna look. You say something. I look.
All in all, going to this though, like all in all, a lot of the problems is just this over reliance on truck cooning and trying to put out a story for the sake of putting out a story when your story isn't even that like great. There was I just remember the isekai. It was a isekai story where basically this dude was working on a video game and then goes to sleep while working on this video game where he is like constantly being overworked, always there doing it, always there working his ass off at this company, goes to sleep and wakes up in the game. And it's just so boring. It's so by the numbers, paint, do the same thing over and over and over again. And it's stuff like that there should be a story here. There could be really cool shit here, but you're just not actually... You're not hitting the marks. You're not actually doing anything worthwhile here. And it's just bleh. Like I could get the same content anywhere else.
Yeah. I mean, right now, as we're going to up, this entire top line coming up here in the summer is all isekai, but done well. So Reincarnate Slime season 4 currently running. Will be running through the summer, so it's going to be September before I get to watch season 4.
And I'm looking forward to that.
I'm so looking forward to this so much. I just did another rewatch a couple weeks ago. Here's Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation season 3. It is not running over to fall.
Okay.
So
wait,
it's going to be
they finally are putting out.
They're finally putting it.
World.
This one is. I consider this slop. I consider
Skeleton
Knight
slop.
It's slop. It's slop. Total slop. But ReZero, not slop.
Oh,
this one, Trapped in a Dating Sim, is actually really good. That one's actually really fun.
I've been wanting to watch. I've been seeing that Daemons of the Shadow Realm all over the place. I'm looking forward to watching that.
Okay, I haven't watched that one, but right. I mean, these top 4 here, these are all isekai, and they're all really good because they did it interestingly. I mean, Rimuru is still mentally a 30-year-old man. He didn't regress because, of course, he's a monster. Rudy, we've discussed Rudy. Now, Subaru, he is still himself. His story is completely different. And this dude also reincarnated with his memories as himself, but was a teenager and is still a teenager and dealing with 2 busty ladies, which they're both glorious in that show. I like it.
War Wizard says Daemons of the Shadow Realm is the best thing running right now. Okay. I still need to get back into the new Fate. Every time I sit down to watch it, something comes up.
Yeah, it's you're not getting season 2 is not happening till next year. So you got
I still have time. I got time.
Yeah, you got time. Or maybe it was this year, but now here's a couple other reincarnated ones. Reincarnated Sword season 2. This one is actually also really good because it's that you're not reincarnated as a person, you're reincarnated as an object. But it's a great emotional connection with his character, the daughter character here. She's great. And this one, I recommend Reincarnated as Aristocrat. Seasons 1 and 2 are really good. Okay. That's one I also really recommend as good isekai that works, is fun to deal with. And check it out. Toganaki season 2. Yes.
Let's go.
And now, even though this is next year at this point. So there's your season 3 for Shangri-La Frontier. There you go.
Finally.
There you go.
Oh God, Shangri-La. If you want a damn good opening for anime, just watch all of Shangri-La. They have 4 openings in total. Every one is fucking top notch. Oh my God. The best one was the last one. Oh fuck. I actually listened to that regularly, and I don't like rap music. And it's rap.
So there you go. You got season 3 of that coming out, and then it's these haven't really filled out yet for 2027, but we're ending 2023, 2026. A lot of good stuff coming around 2027. Here's where we are currently.
I have not watched Golden Kamui yet.
I've never been interested in that one. I haven't bothered with it.
I've heard good things about it, so I might check it out. But
yeah, I mean, a lot of good stuff. I've been
hearing good things about that Witch Hat show.
This one, yeah, I'm looking. This is on my list to watch this season. And of course, Dr. Stone, 13 more episodes. 3 weeks. I get to watch that in 3 weeks. Yay. So much good stuff. Here it is, beginning of after the end season 2. Looking forward to that. So good stuff this season. A lot of good stuff. And other things that are probably going to be slop, but I won't note. This one's a good one. This is another isekai. It's a villainous isekai. And I really like it. I rewatched season 1 recently. I went on a whole villainous kick a few months ago, and this is a good one. I'm looking forward to this season 2 right now. So I'm excited for season 2 for this season right now. A lot of stuff right here. So, but that's a thing. Isekai could be done well, but don't blame something just as that. And I think Refugian is correct. Don't go away from something just because slop is making it slop. If the pattern still works and you make good products, still do it.
What you should always do is you look at what is profitable and what's not profitable. Mm-hmm. It's not a genre that's the problem. You need to look at the individual areas that might end up being the problem that you need to look at. It's a good example, and I don't want to bring it here, but I'm going to bring it here just for a little bit. Just because some content creators aren't succeeding when they talk about culture war issues doesn't mean a culture war issue isn't still important or still can't be discussed properly or anything like that. You gotta do more than just go out there and yell woke, 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 and and you actually have to put the effort in, know what it is that you're talking about, try to put on a show, be entertaining and informative. You have to do that.
And just like what Warwick says here, greenlight less slop, and make sure whatever studio is putting it out doesn't animate it like slop. Don't make it look, don't have it look like shit. Don't have the characters stiffly moving around. I mean, don't have it just be
There's a
blah.
thing to have it. There's a thing to have it like you can lower the frame rates to give it that old school feeling. But if you're going to go with the old school feeling, you need to have the old school art style. There's all sorts of stuff that you have to do to improve this stuff, but you're just you're doing it all, and when you do it all, you're not letting the cream rise to the top.
Exactly. Be selective. I mean, maybe tighten up the bar. Tighten up the bar. You know what doesn't need a bar though, Dermy? One Piece.
Oh no, it doesn't.
One Piece is the bar.
And real quick, guys, if you are not up to date on the manga or anything like that,
here's your warning.
Yeah, your warnings here. We're
warning.
Deep diving. Anime just got to Elbaf. You have at least another 2 year and a half. I'll say a year and a half to.
Since they're going by 13 episode seasons now, they're not just continuously running it. You're not going to get to what we're going to talk about there probably until 2027.
Quite literally, yeah. It's gonna be a while.
Because they're first the introduction to Elbaf, then they're going to do God Valley for the rest of the year, and then maybe in the winter, maybe in fall winter, you'll start getting to where we are. At least that's our estimate based upon how they generally do it. But I want to start off with this right now. Okay, here's your warning. We're now talking deep spoilers for One Piece in the manga. Here's your warning. Can't yell at us. All right. I found this today, and I thought it would be a good entry point since we were going to be talking Emu today. Lots of Emu stuff.
The character that is constantly, he leaks a little bit out about his backstory at the beginning of every chapter.
Yeah. But I saw this today, and this shows me if you are, I'll say it, a fake anime fan, a fake weeb, if you put out something like this, trying to mock One Piece. Saying it's lame when the secret villain's revealed out of nowhere late in the story, aka Naruto. Amazing reveal, secret villain revealed out of nowhere late in the story. This has been rightly annihilated because Emu was revealed years ago at this. Somebody pointed out 2018 is when Emu got revealed in the manga.
Yeah. And it's more than just a secret villain was revealed. It was hey, there's more to this world than you realize, and there's always deeper depths to this world than you are realizing. When it came to
Kaguya,
Naruto, and Kaguya, the secret last villain was revealed like
literally
before the end.
And then insultingly telling us she's an alien. Then they insult you further by going, oh, ninjutsu was all related to aliens and coming to this world. Fuck off.
It became very awkward and weird.
And it gets worse with Boruto. Even worse.
Yes. And when it comes to Emu, that was a shocking reveal of a character you have time to build up. You know you're going to get built up. You're going to know who he is as a person, and you're going to understand why he's doing the things that he does.
And we got some serious stuff. So I wanted to bring this up because you have the exact same reaction I do. Shut the fuck up. Kaguya and Emu are no way comparable. Because
there's
Emu's
an argument
a real character.
That Emu. You realize, okay, for people that aren't aware, Emu gets revealed, and you're already staring. Like when he's proper, he's no longer a shadow figure.
Yeah, we got the face reveal about a month ago.
Character now. He has a proper look to him. People are already analyzing all these tiny details. Then, and every time he speaks in very. When it's getting adapted and translated, it's very ancient.
Thee and thou-y.
Thee and thou. It's very kind of artful and stuff. But there's things that he constantly is dripping and dropping, like little secrets about his past, and you're learning more and more about him.
Let's get into that.
There's things like There's obviously something to do with the Ragnar or something, like the connection to the Ratatoska.
Yeah.
There's connections to the old war gods. There's a connection to
Yeah.
everybody here.
Let's get into that, but I just want to say a thing. So up to this point where Emu joins the battlefield at Elbaf, it's after Luffy and Loki had just run the table at full power and just helped everybody turn the tables, and Zoro figured out if we cut their heads off, they revert to normal, which was funny as hell.
They just figured out right before Emu touched down, cut their hearts, they die, that are made
You
of
saw,
steel.
yeah, he's going, wait, so I could just crush the whole heart, and dude goes, woo!
Yes.
Zoro was about to kill that shit. But now, the problem was the Straw Hats and their allies in Elbaf were having trouble with the demified Dory and Brogy and stuff like that. Then they turned the tables, and there was a few chapters of that, and they saved the kids. They managed to save the kids, and the parents hugging the children, even though hurting them. Glorious. Don't tell me One Piece isn't emotional.
There was really great storytelling going on, but when you're reading it weekly, you're like, this is awesome. Is this how it's got this can't be how Elbaf ends.
This is why I do it monthly. This is why I wait a month to read chapters, so I can at least get a nice little big chunk without being left hanging too much.
Elbaf has quickly become on par with Wano in my eyes.
Well, it's been quick, but it's been deep. And also because we got God Valley. We got God Valley.
God Valley, the level of combat and the story, and we might not even touch Brook today. We realize that's beginning.
Brook just started. We're about to get more because Chick got frozen, but then got bursted out when Emu came there. Anyway, so we got all this stuff, and then Emu says, I need to go, because then here's the thing here, and this is where I said at the start of the stream, in these past 3 chapters, Emu has serious PTSD when it comes to Joy Boy and the events around the war prior to the Void Century. And he's going, if not for Joy Boy, if not for Nidog, I would have my Vivi. What? So we learn it's just 2 frames, two panels that Emu has a serious hard-on for our Vivi.
We've known that he's had a serious hard-on for Vivi. We've known that. Again, he has that big old picture.
But now it gets central focus is what I mean. She was supposed to be part of the deal when Cobra was there and she escaped. So she was supposed to be. What?
You might are you sure he's talking about Vivi or not Lily?
No, it said Vivi. It said Vivi.
I thought it said Lily.
No, he talked Lily first, talking about somebody else, but then he says Vivi. I just read it this afternoon, so it's really fresh for me. And I'm thinking, whoa, because that's Vivi's picture on his wall, and he's staring at it. He's standing there looking at it. So Emu has this thing, which means Vivi is coming back to the story hardcore.
Oh,
we've been saying that. We've been saying that she's getting there, but now it's definitely she's got a role to play in all this.
There's a theory. Because another character that got injured, we have gods on gods on gods now. We have a war god, we have a sun god. There is the question of what Emu's powers are. It's either the devil's fruit or something like that. We still don't know fully.
It's not a devil fruit, that's for sure. It's not a devil fruit.
We don't know what's fully going on there.
But if he leaves Mary Joie, he weakens himself. He's getting weaker the longer he's out there.
There's a question of what's going on there, but we also got Zaza, who's the rain god.
What we see there is a dream version of the rain god.
Here's the thing. It is said that when she gets summoned, the world starts to dance. Do you remember? And she's the rain god. And when was the last time we heard about dance powder or anything like that, and what that might be connected to?
I don't remember.
Dance powder comes from Alabasta and created rain.
Oh.
Okay. So there might be a connection between Zaza, Rain Gods, Alabasta, and Vivi right there. There might be. I was listening to a theory today and was like, you know what? I actually, because in Alabasta they worship rain a lot. They really like rain.
And the gods are becoming more apparent because Emu arrives and he calls Luffy Nika.
Yeah.
He calls him Nika.
And he calls
Torg.
Needhog.
He calls Loki Needhog.
Yeah, and acknowledges him as the war god.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. You also have like Emu has some sort of PTSD of the past, and he's viewing the past through his own eyes, where he's like, I was the one that got cheated here.
I was
the
ruined.
wrong.
I was
ruined.
Yeah.
And he might have actually seen himself as the hero in the story that got cheated. But then you take a look at like how the small little details like Ratatoska and how I'm calling him Ratatoska because I can't say the proper Ragnir or whatever. How he is responding to Emu is not
I see
like
you're still here and still looking
and it's
well.
not happy. It's I'm pissed with you.
Yeah.
So there's a big story here that I'm desperate to get. And like you brought up, like the longer he's there out of Marie Joie, the weaker he is getting. You see him actually like coughing up blood. You see him.
He's dripping. He's literally
there's something going on.
His omen power seems to be weakening. And he keeps saying, Nidhogg was here all along. Nidhogg was here all along. These are pieces to his puzzle that he's been looking for centuries, and somehow we're outside his purview. And now he's upset because these are the things, Nika, Nidhogg, these are the things that can foil whatever his plans are. And remember, there's problems in Mary Joie. The rebellion blockade is working. They don't got no food up there. They got no food. They're starving. And they don't know what to do because they've been just living the high life for so long. But because the sea levels are rising, Mary Joie is supposed to be the area where they all survive.
Yes.
And and the elders don't know what to do.
They don't know what to do. And I'm actually becoming more convinced on the theory that there might be a late game villain that we still don't realize about.
All right, but here's the thing too. All right, you mentioned villains. We've had talks about who's it going to be on Laugh-Tell that Luffy finally faces off against. Blackbeard. You say Blackbeard. I say Shanks, just because the friendly fight at the end. Who's going to be number one? We have our theories, but when here's a wrinkle in that one for your end of that. When we see some of the Emu PTSD, he's going Joy Boy, Davy Jones. Keep getting. Okay, and he keeps listing Wills of D. All that stuff keeps getting put in there. There's more to this than I think. Again, we think there's going to be. I don't think Blackbeard's going to get a face turn, but because he's done too much horrible shit.
I can't see Blackbeard getting a face turn right now.
There might be a forced team up. There might be a forced
team up.
Yeah,
but who I'm starting to think might end up being the final big bad is Garling, and that's just because of I feel like Garling.
Walk me through this.
Walk
me through this.
So the theory basically boils down to is when Garling was first chose to be the new successor for Mars,
Saturn. I think it's
Saturn. For whichever one it was, when he was chosen to be the new successor, every other member of the Goasei were terrified. They were literally upset. And what we've been seeing throughout some of the little goings on with Garling is that it looks like he's really just out for himself. He is a pure embodiment of what it means to end up being a world noble. Like he truly believes this stuff, what it requires to do this. And I think he is gunning for the throne. I think he is gunning for the ultimate thing, and he's going to take out Emu to get that. Whatever that is.
Emu supplies him with his power. That means he'd have to get a power.
Well, we still don't know how the powers work that well.
I guess. I don't know. At this point, I don't think Emu is the final boss. Just because if Emu can't leave Mary Joie and everything ends at Laugh-Tale, that's where the climax.
I don't think everything ends at Laugh-Tale.
I think the climax is at Laugh-Tale. I think it has to. I think it is. Well, you think they're going to reverse course and go back to Mary Joie?
I think the climax is going to be at Marie Joie.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I heard a theory. I heard a theory that they're going to have because a lot of what you're getting in post-time skip era is similarities to stuff that happened pre-time skip. Similarities. So the best way to end the story would be to have Luffy more or less up on an execution platform and to have another major war at a not a Marine base per se, but at an important area to help bring about the next generation, the next era, the next world.
Here's why I'm going to counter that. We can't know that till we know the events of the Void Century.
That's fair. I just don't see
I can't
Laugh-Tale
make.
as being the actual end.
Well, I don't mean so much. I mean the climax is Laugh-Tale, because once we find out what One Piece is, and what's going to happen is One Piece will give us the events of the Void Century. Is what's going to happen.
Yes.
That's where it all is, and that'll begin the climax. Problem is, how do they get from Laugh-Tale back to Mary Joie in a timely manner if that's your final thing?
Depends on what the powers of the One Piece may or may not have and what the One Piece
Mhm.
truly is. Like there's certain thoughts and opinions that could go all the way through here. The other theory is still that you always have to have the darkest moments before the dawn.
Now, Emu can teleport. There is
Mhm.
teleportation, but that stems to what are Emu's full powers and how does the teleportation work? What are the requirements for it? And at the same time, I think a lot of this is going to stem. We're going to learn the origins of devil fruit powers, I think, from this stuff now. What we're getting here.
Yeah.
Because if Emu's powers says God or demon, doesn't matter. It's the same. God or the devil. That's what hinted to me.
Emu's powers could be the birth of all devil fruit powers. So
that's what I was getting to just now, because when it said God or devil, I thought, wait a minute. So this clearly isn't a devil fruit power. But are we talking about maybe the source of devil fruit powers? Because look at what he's doing. He can do almost anything with his power. Transform in size, create elements, change
you've
elements.
always heard about the leaked ending to One Piece, right?
No, I avoid that kind of shit.
So it's not like oh my god, this is going to happen. It's
No.
kind of like an overview. It's not like a whole lot of very big details here. But the final boss of One Piece will be the literal devil that can draw upon all other devil fruits powers.
And if that is true, it would be somebody drawing upon that ability, not necessarily the devil.
Yeah.
It would be maybe
not necessarily
maybe your Garling theory, or maybe Blackbeard, maybe Teach.
Maybe Emu. Teach might be a good one. Part of me
the fact that Teach can use 2 devil fruits, maybe he's researching.
He's getting a third devil fruit. I still lean on that theory.
I don't know.
And
where
my
you're getting
problem with that,
though.
it's been always this thing, like he has 3 as like part of his numbers.
I know the teeth and the thing, which is a personality. I still need more evidence for that, though. And
the only it would make sense if he ends up getting a Zoan type. And the thing that Emu ended up saying was that the war god and the sun god are always in conflict. I kind of like the idea of. I don't know how it would physically be possible, to be fair with what
you're saying he's going to take Loki's Nidhogg?
Yeah, I don't know how that could physically happen.
They've put too much into Loki. Oda's not going to ace Loki. He's not going to ace Loki. Yeah, he's not.
Loki's just too important right now. I could end up seeing it, but Food Wars asks an important question.
Oh, you don't get to come in here late and do that, Jed. Stop.
The answer is yes. They actually do answer that question. Remember, I almost said Eris. I know that's wrong. Erina was breastfeeding and openly ended up saying that, your milk's not that great anymore.
Well, that wasn't her mother. That was a wet nurse, I think.
Whatever.
Yeah.
She said it wasn't that great. So yeah. Boobs are food. And the higher quality is better milk.
And Chibi Somas were all over her tits in that one image. Yeah. Chibi Angel Somas. Anyway, back to One Piece. Yes. I don't think they aced Nidhogg. I need more to think that Teach has the multiple person. We've talked about that a million times. The Teach has multiple personalities. I still need more on that. The teeth is not enough of evidence for me.
Well, it's not just the teeth, it's the changing of personalities. And then when you look at his because another big thing is always that the Jolly Rogers are a representation of the main, like the captain of the ship, and has those 3 heads. Like 3 is a big part. He has 3 pistols. He has the 3 knots in his beard. Like that's a
later thing. He didn't always have the 3 knots in the beard, did he?
I get that, but it like 3 is an important part to him. So that's why people are picking this up. And again, these are all theories that I'm laying out here.
And Oda could just be fucking around.
Yes, Oda has been known to just fuck around with you.
Yeah.
He has been known to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes for good, sometimes for worse. Like I still wish we got more Zoro and Wano, but
either way, but all the emu stuff is it's like you said, it's done really well with the bits and pieces, but I feel as though once we're done with this Elbaf battles, I have a feeling we're gonna get some sort of retreat. And Emu's getting ready to run right now. He's getting ready to
yeah,
run because
I think
once Luffy finishes eating and recharging, because Luffy hasn't entered the fight yet. That's the thing.
yeah,
It's been Nidog. I'm sorry. Well, Loki versus Emu
it's
right
very
now.
similar to your standard like One Piece fight right now, with
Yeah.
obviously the changes that they usually do, where it is, hey, we're gonna be somebody strong or maybe right around Luffy's level is gonna be, doing the fighting here for a little bit while Luffy recharges to come in and try to help save the day. And I think this one is just gonna be chasing off Emu,
Well,
outlasting Emu.
and the thing is that here we are. This is now the third arc that we've had Gear 5, Nika. Luffy still hasn't quite fully mastered it because he still burns through it way too quickly. And he needs to basically literally eat to regain his energy. Because he's saying in his last one there, I need a full stomach for this fight. I need to fill up completely for this. So he's just chowing down. But there's going to have to come a point where Luffy kind of has to maybe either balance that weakness or
Or
lessen it.
learn about more gears.
Remember, I said a few months ago, I still think there's a Gear 6.
I think there might be a couple more gears that we're not aware of yet.
I think there has to be a Gear 6 because Happy Nika doesn't feel like Luffy's final form. There has to be something. Now, mind you, when he's in Gear 5 Nika mode, granted, he's in awakened state. So just like we learned with with and I just forgot his name. I'm speaking too quickly and remembering one of the things
Rob
too quickly.
Lucci?
No. With Don Quixote do
Yeah,
Flamingo.
Doflamingo.
When we learned with Doflamingo during the fight with Doflamingo that an awakened devil user changes their environment to their ability. When Luffy's in Gear 5, he changes the world to rubber. We've seen that. It started in Wano and now against Kaido. Because remember, the world became rubber. So he's when Gear 5 is his awakened state, but I just cannot, something tells me that Luffy has a more serious, dangerous mode beyond Gear 5. And I still think there's a
I
Gear
don't
6.
disagree here. There's something else that we're still not seeing yet. And you're right. Another good example of that was when he was battling, I cannot remember, Big Mom Pirates.
Her son, Donut Boy.
Yeah, Donut Boy. I can never
I
remember
never
his
remember
name.
his name either. I
Great
never remember.
fucking character who also still has to return to the story. He is fan-fucking-tastic, but when he went all out and because he was in an awakened state. Now, granted, they were Paramecia types. They weren't quite Zoan types, so there might be differences on how each type, when they become awakened and if they get awakened, what their abilities are. But he was literally turning the world into mochi. He was doing similar stuff as to what Luffy is doing now. So there could be all sorts of crazy shit that we still don't realize.
So, and that's what I mean. I think, and why I think there's a Gear 6, because I think the weakness of Gear 5 is that he burns through it too quickly. Just here's the thing, you notice every one of his gears always have a weakness that gets dispelled by the next one, but then the next one has a weakness. So remember, Gear 2 had his stamina weakness because he burns through too much. Gear 3 literally turned him to Chibi Luffy when he did Gear 3. But then when he got to Gear 4, he can do Gear 3 and not turn to Chibi anymore because he's using Haki. But Gear 4 also has a time limit because it does also leech off his stamina, not the same way Gear 2 did. But now Gear 5, he does everything he could do.
And like War Wizard said, there was two variations.
Two versions,
of Gear 4.
Yeah.
Depending on which situation he needed to be in. So he also needed to think that one through.
Yeah. So that's why I think, and thank you, Katakuri. Thank you, Katakuri. Kiri. No, but that's why I think Gear 6, he'll evolve into Gear 6 and it will deal with the weaknesses of Gear 5, the energy drain. Because he can't go for more than basically 5, maybe 10 minutes in Gear 5 without being completely drained. Because they arrived on the scene, because him and Nidhogg, I mean, I keep calling him Nidhogg, him and Loki went full power as they arrived on the scene. They kicked some ass, and then Luffy was gassed. He's in old man mode. And now here comes Emu, and Luffy knows it's a problem, but he's not strong enough. So I still think there's more the evolution of the powers.
I wonder if there's a similarity to why Emu has his time limit as to why Luffy's at his time limit, and that might be something that goes on there. And pretty sure it's 5-minute limit. I think you are right. I think they did.
I said 5 to. That's why I said 5 to 10. It's not very long.
It's not very long. You are right. I feel like they've said it recently on how long he can hold it.
And Bonnie's even shorter because Bonnie said in this chapter, "I ain't going out there. I'm not going out there." When Frankie got super
because
cold,
Bonnie is more or less like
she's a clone.
Borrowing it. Like
it's a clone. She's not a clone, but her powers are cloned from the Nika from the Niku fruit. We'll call it the Nika fruit, not the Gumma fruit, but Nika fruit.
But what I'm really excited for is the Brook story. I'm really excited for that.
Is it his daughter or is it somebody else's daughter that he considers?
Oh, it's somebody else's daughter already.
That was confirmed.
It is the princess. So she is the princess to a kingdom that he used to be a part of in the West Blue, because they started actually going into that in the last chapter. They showed the beginning of his past. So she is the princess to the king.
Wait, is there another chapter I haven't read? I stopped on 182.
The latest chapter that came out was, let me pull it up real quick. Give me a second.
Let me go to where I went. Looking myself.
183.
Let's see. Yeah, I only read up to 182, so I'm missing a chapter. Okay,
so
that's why you're
not
talking.
I'm not going to tell you too much then.
All right, so that is why. Okay, so see, there's the thing. You had information I did not. That's why I said, is it his daughter or something else? You have background that I haven't gotten 180. Where I go for my manga chapter, I haven't gotten it yet.
They start off this chapter. They start off basically showing a fight. Doing the fight, dropping some info, and then they start Brook's backstory. And I'm not going to tell you too much. It's West Blue. He's flesh. He's young.
So it's 80 years ago. So it's 80 years ago.
It's a long time ago because Gunko is like 5.
All right, stop right there. So all right, so see, I didn't get it wrong because I didn't get the chapter yet. That's why I still was thinking it might be his daughter, but no, it's you've already told me it's not. So there we go. So now I'm a chapter behind because where I get my
and you might want to read up on that as soon as you possibly can because.
I'm not
just
worried.
Look at the. All I'm gonna say is look at the looks of some of the characters in his backstory. Just look at how they're dressed.
Oh, I can't do it till I update, so I can't do anything about that.
Just look at how they're dressed. That's all I'm gonna say. Just look at how they're dressed.
Point is, okay, so I know what you're saying about Brook's interest. So we're getting more Brook backstories. We got Brook's backstory as a pirate, but now we're going to his origins. You're saying
we're going to his origins. We're going to him back and
Dermy, is he
blue?
Dermy, is he black?
No.
Okay, fuck you, Opla.
Yes. No, but it is a very good. It is the beginning of Brook becoming Brook, more or less, because this is even prior to Rumbar. This is him when he is a knight for a kingdom.
Okay.
And you are
Brook needs a power up because he got his ass kicked in this fight.
I think he might get a power up with what we're seeing here.
Brook's gonna get, if you're going to that kind of thing, he's probably gonna get a power up because he was getting his ass. Him and Usopp are getting their asses beat.
Gunko is gonna be some key to that. So
yeah.
I would love to speak more about it.
But I didn't know. I read up today. I caught up this afternoon with the sole purpose of being all caught up. Took me about half an hour to burn through all the chapters, and here we are. And I'm still short a chapter because where I go to get my chapters wasn't updated.
Just yet. All you need to do is spend $1 a month and get the Shonen Jump app.
How about no?
Okay.
I don't. I read one manga right now. I read One Piece, so that's it. I don't read any other manga right now. Yeah, no.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess that's where we have to end it here. I would love to. I would love to go further, but
so next month we will have to pick it up again.
Next month we will have to actually pick it up again.
I'll pick it up again. All right. With that said, let's play the game.
Okay, for those of you who are newer to this channel and this show and all that stuff, at the end of Anime Odyssey, we trade off every other month to figure out what's the next month's show that we're gonna be watching. But we do it in a unique little way, okay? Adam picks between 3 shows. I'm the one that's picking the show more or less, but Adam is the one that chooses it between 3 potential options.
Yeah. Essentially, we
So-
each pick 3 and we
Mhm.
tease a little bit, and then we have to guess and hope we pick right.
Yes.
Okay,
So,
let's go.
first up, Mech. Okay.
That's all I'm getting. Mech.
No, I'm just
Okay. All right.
Mech.
Mech.
Unique war story. Very brutal and dark.
I know what it is.
You probably know what it is.
I know what it is.
Okay. The next one, unique fantasy.
Okay.
Unique fantasy. Kind of dark, but it's still fantastic world building. Unique characters. Really kind of really good. Really good with the way they actually build it all out there. I'm trying to figure out how to do this.
That's the trap.
I'm trying to figure out how to properly.
Number 2 is the trap that he tries every few months.
No, it's not actually.
It's not. Oh, okay.
I can guarantee you, it is not.
Okay, it's not the trap. Okay, it's not the trap. We'll let you guys in on
that. I'm trying to find a way to describe it.
Sounded like you were talking about it without talking about the theme.
I would say the other thing is like beyond world building, character development,
Okay,
and darker storyline, fantasy elements is the best I can give you. Maybe fantasy steampunk is the best I can give you. Fantasy steampunk.
Okay. All right. So it's not the trap. It's not the trap.
Yeah, it's not the trap. And then the last one I am going to throw out there. I had those 2. I'm going to throw out. Try to think. What have I watched recently? You know what? I'm trying to think of my words. I don't want to say fantasy because it's not fantasy. Exorcism. Modern day. Unique twist. And it is a newer anime.
Means I've probably seen it. All right. I know 99.9% sure what the first one is. 99% sure I know what that one is. And I'm not in the mood for that. If it's fantasy, the second one's fantasy. There's probably a very good chance I've seen. There's only a few things I haven't known that one. And the third one is, you said, Exorcism, modern day. I'm gonna gamble on the fantasy one. What is it?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I started watching this just last week and I completely entirely through it. We are going into the abyss. Made in Abyss.
I didn't think you were gonna. I thought you might have no, he's not gonna go that quickly into it. No, you are. I've avoided Made in Abyss.
I fucking love that.
I've avoided Made in Abyss.
Made in Abyss.
I don't want that
season
kind of
1,
trauma.
It is brutal.
All right.
It is traumatic. See, I had to find a way to describe it without going too far.
No.
I say,
all right, no. The
I
trap is Delicious in Dungeon. That's the trap. Delicious in Dungeon.
Yo, Delicious in Dungeon will always be one that I will try to get him to watch.
It's the trap. It's the trap. And the first one was Iron Blooded Orphan, right? First one was Iron Blooded Orphan. Yeah.
The last one was the that I always get the name of it wrong, but that latest like the newer Exorcist one where you use the cyber.
I had seen that one. That would have been good discussion, but I think we would have just had it would have been a light discussion. There's not.
It would have been light because we ended once they get it goes way too fast.
I think it ended okay. It's just there's not a lot of meat on the plate yet. With only
the other episodes. One that I was gonna choose for the third one was gonna be Yu Yu Hakusho, but the problem is I've been trying to figure out how to get to. How to get to Yu Yu Hakusho, but it's one of those. It's one of it's
Hakusho. Let's just go to the demon, the
Dark
demon
Tournament.
arena. Dark Tournament. Yeah, just go to the Dark Tournament. Don't piss around with the early stuff. Just go to the Dark Tournament.
I was trying to figure out how would I actually segment that out, because that was prior to like seasons. You have to figure out what arc is that you want to go to. So that was one of those where it's like I still haven't. Dark Tournament arc we'll have to talk about.
I mean, Dark Tournament arc is the best of Yu Yu Hakusho. That's Yu Yu Hakusho at its best.
I started rewatching Yu Yu Hakusho, and I'm right before, like, when Toguro is first being introduced, when you have to go save what's his name's sister. I'm right.
And you have that whole you're about to open up that this dude is such bad news.
Yes. Yeah. And it's like, I know what's coming. I have to get through some really lame shit, but I know what's coming, and I want to get to what's coming first.
All right, so that means we'll be back on June 25th, unless things get in the way, for our next episode, where we will be talking.
Made in Abyss season 1 is just quick 12 episodes, but
I know
the depth.
I'm going to probably be miserable because I hate the torture. I hate it.
It's not that bad. I say that as me. It's actually not that bad. There's like 2 really brutal moments. 3 really brutal moments, but it's not like, oh my god, they're ripping these people apart right in front of your eyes.
I know. I essentially know the gist of what goes on in that show. So this is something I've actively not watched for years, and that's the risk on this show. We make each other watch things we don't necessarily.
War Wizard says season 1 isn't where the bad shit happens. The end of season 1 is where bad shit happens. It's the movie where bad shit happens, and then season 2. I'm looking so forward for season 3. Oh my god.
Anyway, so there it is. There it is. We're done.
Abyss is deeply unsatisfying revelation wise. It's not even done. It's not even done. Even the manga's not even done.
Well, discussion for next month. For next month. I will likely not watch beyond season 1. I can probably predict that pretty easily right now.
I think you might. I think you might actually be more impressed with the story than you are giving it credit for.
I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, but we're done here. Thanks everybody for joining us tonight. We hope you had a good time. You can show up by hitting the like button, subscribing to our channels, and joining us for future live streams and videos. Jeremy, got anything besides meltdowns?
I was planning on going live later tonight, but the problem is Anna went live already and covered all that stuff. So I'm going to save it for fucking Saturday, because I'm going to clip both streams together, and we're just going to show you how she's a dumb bitch. Like, she's not entirely wrong with everything, but she was sweeping a little bit.
I'm sorry.
Slight sweeping.
Anna is a basement level IQ person. She's dumb as a fucking lump of bricks. She's not a smart person.
The main thing you got from it is she doesn't trust Melanie, and Chrissy Mare's a whole lot smarter than she's acting. So there's that. That's the main.
Oh, Chrissy's a conniving bitch.
Yes,
but that's not a revelation.
She's being very beneficial to Chrissy Mare's side. I also got some other stuff, because yes, I have Jer's life from today where he said some shit that not a whole lot of people are picking up on, and then there was also, I'm gonna have Jer's live tomorrow. Actually, I'll have 2 Jer's live today that we can laugh at, and we're gonna get into sticks. I still want to do the 6 Hexenhammer where he's crashing out about health foods.
That's a creep, dude. That dude's a creep.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it, and we'll find some more stuff. There's gonna be more stuff, and especially after his internet breaking down today, he's back on X. We're gonna get a little time. There's no way he doesn't give us a little time.
Yeah. Fireball. Anyway, as for me, if you haven't already watched it, I encourage you to go watch my parody review of The Mandalorian and Grogu, where I just stand it up for 22 minutes. Jeremy, you were watching. You've seen the Jedi robe. I wore it during that stream, and I had to. Jedi robe's a thing now. It's a thing. Anyway,
I actually felt a little sorry for you.
It's hot and it's itchy. It's itchy. I've watched it once. Maybe more I watch it, it'll get less itchy. I'm hoping. Anyway, excuse me. As for everything else, tomorrow, if things line up properly, I'll get my real review of The Mandalorian and Grogu out tomorrow. It'll be slightly compressed. I just want to get it done, get it out of the way, because we got bigger and more interesting fish to fry. Supergirl's coming up. All kinds of fun
We got
things are coming up.
Supergirl. We got the Odyssey. We technically Spider-Man Noir came out this week.
I'm not interested in that. I'm just not. I mean,
I kind of want to.
We'll get into that tomorrow. We can talk about it tomorrow. I mean, I haven't corralled any topics yet for tomorrow, but I'm sure I'll figure something out before.
I mean,
10 o'clock.
By the way, I forgot.
What?
10. Well, you were about to pimp it out.
Yeah, I was about to. So
yeah.
Because 10 o'clock tomorrow night is the try
Eastern time.
Tryhards, or myself, Dermy, and Jed will sit down for a couple hours and randomly talk about things.
It's not just Jed this week.
Oh, we have a guest, don't we?
Yeah, we have a guest.
Did he confirm?
Yes, he did confirm. We have Fear the Deerdo. We have to mock him for that shit. We have to. There's no.
It kept coming up all weekend.
Mock that.
It kept coming up all weekend.
I have to sit down with him and say, what the fuck's going through your brain?
Yeah, I'll let you do that.
As a guy who lives in rural Kansas, I don't know how big them deer are over in Cali land, and I don't know how big they are over in Florida. Deer where I live are fucking huge. What the fuck is wrong with you? I am going to break.
I'm going to sit back and just let that one happen. That's what I'm going to do. Anyways, yeah, so tomorrow night, Tryhards, 10 p.m. Eastern. Myself, Dermy, and Jed with special guest Fear the Beardo. We'll be hamming it up for a couple of hours talking about stuff. And I'm sure some stupid shit will get said. It always does. Anyway, other than that, no driving this weekend. Roundtable, 3 p.m. Eastern on Sunday, and all the kinds of good stuff happening. So thank you, everybody. Have a good rest of your night. Be safe and take it easy, everybody.